Dragon Ball Z. Dragon, rock the dragon, come get me. Dragon, rock the dragon Ball Z. Dragon, rock the dragon, come get me.
Welcome back, everybody. Unversed podcast here, and this is the day after Anime Expo. We're doing our summary of the con because we're too tired to record at the con. My voice is a little off because of the rave.
A lot of stuff happened during the convention.
Oh man,
a lot happened.
A lot happened. There's a lot of drinkage, copious amounts of alcohol.
But before we get too into it, you just want to start with the days 0 to 4? Or do you want to do like a small overview?
I would just go day by day. So we didn't stick around for day 0 because we didn't have the pre-night badges.
Like we still could have gone to the AX stands because like, apparently they had an AX stands out on day 0.
I didn't know that. Oh no, yeah, we were talking about that when we were like hours after we left the con.
But dude, the drive to LA just. I'd rather just like stay at your place than like go all the way back to the convention just to go for one dance and come back.
Yeah, no, I'd rather not go back.
But the how long did it take you guys to get your press badges?
Oh, so me and Miguel, we made it, guys. We got pressed. Yep. We got accepted for press at AX, and it was really easy. So you know how you're like you hit the main con building and you walk down. Yeah. Right, to get in line. When we were walking down where they had the doors, there was these people standing there. So I just asked them, I was just like, hey, yo, we're press. I know we're not supposed to grab our badges here. Where do we go? They're like, oh, just come in. So we walked in, and then the guy at the door was like, what's up? We're like, oh, we're pressed. He's like, okay, go through. And then we went through. He told us, go upstairs.
Upstairs?
Yeah, upstairs to the 3rd floor. And then we asked another person, they said like, oh, it's just, you see that light on the wall, just go over there. Yeah. And that's where like all the exhibitors, industry, press, and I guess Artist Alley?
Artist Alley has a different section.
Okay.
Oh, so
that's where we went.
So you guys had like a whole completely different section to pick up your badges. Okay, that's cool.
And it was a very short line, like there was barely nobody there.
Literally like 4 people.
Oh. Yeah, so we just went up. He just showed me. So you show them your ID, and then they asked for a business card.
They say in the email to bring your registration, bring your ID and business card, and of course your confirmation thingy with the QR code that they scan for you.
Yeah, but they didn't ask for my business card.
Nor did they ask for mine.
And maybe they just didn't know. I don't know, or they forgot. Because ALA asked.
Maybe they just didn't care.
A business card.
I mean, well, you still got your, Unversed podcast printed onto your press badge too, right?
Yeah, so they, it kind of threw me off at first because ever since, last year or 2 years ago? Yeah. They stopped, putting names on the badges to make it go faster.
Yeah, 2015. I see my old badges have my name on them and stuff. Mm-hmm. My old 4-day badges would have names on them, but now they don't.
Mm-hmm. It's to make it easier.
It does make it easier.
The Eventbrite stuff. And, they printed out and just taped it on there, so that was cool. I guess for authentication? I can't talk right now.
I don't blame you. But, man. But since you guys went upstairs to get your press badges, was it just only a section for press, or were you there with industry?
No, I was there with industry and
Premiere
exhibitors. No, because Premiere got theirs mailed.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I think that was always a perk for Premiere.
Okay.
For a while.
I think it's a relatively new thing for Premiere.
I think since they changed in 2015.
Since they changed to a new source to buy tickets, I think. Mm-hmm. But I know that Premiere would be able to go to when we would go pick up badges on day 1 or day 0, Premiere would go in a separate line that was much faster than.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So they had to go pick theirs up at the con, but then they started mailing them.
Also, this year, they added something new, day -1, which was always a joke. We would always talk about that, when I would go to LA ahead of you guys. right, to stay at my house. I'd be like, oh yeah, day -1, guys. You know, am I funny yet?
But now it's actually a thing.
But now it's a real thing. You go pick up your badges there. So that was the reason why there was like nobody, right?
Yeah.
Like it didn't take that long for you to get your badge, right?
It did take me a bit because actually it did take me a while. Like roughly, I would say 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it was the peak of peak time for people to get their badges.
Well, yeah, and we got there at what, like 3 o'clock?
I think
We got there pretty late.
yeah, we did actually.
But from what Adam said, when he picked it up day 1, there was a line. It was pretty big.
Was there?
Yeah, I think he waited like an hour, I want to say.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, we just left.
Dude, we saw the line on day 1.
No, we saw the line to get in the con.
Oh yeah.
That was so. I think
Forgot.
I think we talked about it last episode about like the craziness with AX policy. They're bumping it up because the LAPD, and so basically what they're doing is they're check bagging everybody, all 4 days, all the time,
Like as soon as you
and
go,
they have metal detectors now, and the weapons check policies outside, and it was just a flood of people at the South Hall. That's the South Hall, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the West Hall was pretty long too. It was kind of crazy. A lot of people were complaining, and AX responded like, "Oh, we'll try to fix it." And it definitely went a lot smoother on day 2. But I think that has to do with the fact that day 1 was probably their most busiest day because it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
then you say there's like a how long was the queue for just like getting inside the convention? Like
Well, day 1 we bumped into Liam,
Yeah.
ex-member of the Best Friends.
Also on streamer on Rising Super Stream. On
Yeah, he
Twitch.
streams on there, and he said 3 hours he waited
I
to
think
get a
so.
4-day
I think so.
to pick up his badge. So that's pretty.
Which
Or no,
is-
3 hours to get in the con.
to get
excuse
in
me.
the con.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
And
No, because the year that we went was it 2014, 2015, Danny, where they did the we were in line for 6 hours.
2014 was it was a bad year to pick up on day 0 because the systems crashed, and we were literally out. We waited like 6 hours to get our badges.
Jesus.
Like the sun was already down by the time
And
we
got there at they're early.
Yeah, we got there at 12 o'clock. No, we got there, yeah, like I think 12 o'clock because it would open at like 1 or something. And there's a map out there that has like the line drawn for AX.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous how, I'll show you, Carl. I got it right here. But yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Luckily, me and Miguel, because we're press,
Woo, privileged.
there's a lot of advantages towards that. We had our own. There's the whole priority line, which is next to the main line, and all they do is check bags. And it was pretty much Premiere and up, right? So industry, everybody else, press. So easy to get in, and plus
This made it incredibly easy to get in.
super easy. It's so glad because like not a lot of people went through it.
Almost nobody went through it.
Yeah. So yeah, day 1 was pretty cool. We just mainly walked around. There wasn't really a lot of panels I wanted to go to this year.
Yeah, day 1 didn't have that many. Although the ones that we did miss were apparently the cool ones, Danny.
Apparently, I missed the goddamn loop in the 3rd one because wrong time.
Free shirts, we missed out on that from that.
Yeah. This is the line crawl from 2014.
We missed out on posters from Fooly Cooley 2.
There was posters?
Yeah, they were giving out posters.
No, yeah, I had a good time. We bumped into like a lot of like YouTubers
Yeah.
this year, like, because my first thing was like, wow, there's like everybody's complaining like, oh, this is gonna be like the worst AX ever, right? Because of like the pricing and like how many people there are, and then I saw the YouTube and I'm like, man, like why are there so many important people here? You know, I didn't realize there was a lot of
A lot of YouTubers without press or industry badges.
because they didn't get accepted
just with regular
4 days.
4-day badges.
Because we saw Jeff Thu, Professional Shitbag.
And Showmaster Supreme.
Yeah, Showmaster Supreme. Go to crunchyroll.com/ was it basement?
Forget something like that.
But we saw him, and he asked us like, whoa, who are you guys with? You know, it's like, oh, we're going to podcast, and he's like, oh man, like, yeah, like I applied, got denied, and it's kind of crazy to think he would get denied, right?
Yeah, especially him with the huge YouTube channel.
Well, because he's sponsored by Crunchyroll.
Yeah, and they
Crunchyroll's like one of the big players at Anime Expo.
They could have given him a badge.
And like, aside from maybe like 6 videos, they're all anime. So that's kind of crazy that he didn't get accepted. And then Barack Obama was there. I saw him. Funimation gave him a badge.
Who's just a man that shit posts on Facebook.
Well, he streams like,
but he shit posts on Facebook
5 days a week. Yeah.
He must shit posts on Facebook and social medias.
Mm-hmm.
Yet he managed to get a badge because.
Well, because he's sponsored by Crunchyroll, Loot Crate, and
Funimation.
Funimation.
He has 1 million likes on Facebook just from shit posting and talking about how he eats ass.
Yeah. Come on, Miguel. Nah, he's a cool dude. Talked to him for a little bit.
I mean, like, I respect the game, but eats ass.
It's very plain and simple, isn't it?
Booty hole warrior.
Yeah, he is.
Also for day one, they did have that, what do you call it? Conexion? AX dance? So it was an AX dance, but, they had a bunch of, like, foreign artists coming in, and the whole event was free. So it was, like, the same as the AX dance, but, like...
I think I heard about that,
Yeah. I mean, a good reason why I wanted to go is because, like, Snail House, i.e. Ujiko was playing there. A Japanese musician.
Oh, I don't remember because I didn't go because I was hanging out with the boy Shelby from Marvel Talk, and we were drinking a lot. That's right.
But yeah,
you were drinking, Ding.
I was consistently drinking all 4 days of the con. I'm not drinking again.
How bad of you for press? You're supposed to be there for work, dude.
I was there for work, and we did interviews. I did some interviews. I wrote down some stuff from panels. I feel like, you know, I put my 2 cents in.
You made that paycheck, right? You earned it?
Yep. So, I mean, yeah, day one was just walking around, looking at stuff. But yeah, man, it was crowded.
It was.
Mainly outside. It wasn't too bad inside, I don't think, day one. Which is kind of crazy because, like, I was saying earlier off the mic, AX put up their numbers, and again, you know, they beat last year's record.
As they always do.
But it didn't feel that bad of a crowd. And plus I don't think they cut off the AC as much inside the con. Like they did last year, they were cutting off the AC at certain times of the day. But it was like the wrong times because like it would always be hot. And I mean, that's kind of it for day one, man.
Oh, we also had the Faku party, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we went to the Faku party, which I was hyped for.
Likewise, but
I'm not gonna lie. When I first got there, I didn't really know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting how the area looked. You know, I thought the Faku party was more gonna be like the rave.
Yeah, that's
but just on a rooftop.
Yeah, that was my expectation as well. Expectation.
It wasn't. It was just the rooftop above this new restaurant next to Hooters, and
like the venue's more so set up to be like lounge than like a rave.
Yeah,
dance.
lounge, and there was the bar to buy drinks, and the DJ was there, and there was a projector on the building next to us that was that was being constructed, and I left early mainly because the only people I wanted to see was at the end of the party.
Like Hentai Dude,
Shiki, Moe Shop. And I was like, man, that's like in 2 hours. Like, okay, well, I'll come back. But the guy was just like, no, you can't come back.
That was the shittiest part. Like you went to a paid event, and you have a bad, like, you know, a wristband as well.
And like, see, I remember I asked the guy when he put on the wristband, I was just like, oh, just let me know if I'm like, I can drink, right? I'm 21. And he's like, well, it's a 21 and over party anyways. And I was like, oh.
So what's even the purpose of the wristband?
Yeah, because if you can't come back, why even have one?
Yeah.
And see, another thing that bothered me was it got capped. Like there was too many people, so they couldn't let more people in. And I was thinking, well, it's a ticketed event,
Well,
which means there's a certain number of people that should show up, so
Yeah.
it should be the fire limit.
So yeah, I mean, like there shouldn't be like a limit because they already set a limit.
That means people snuck in, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know. So I left. I mean, how was the rest of the?
otherwise, like I got happy that I got to see like a little bit of Moe Shop and I got to listen to Hentai Dude's set.
Oh, and then you left, huh?
I left
Yeah.
because like it felt disappointing to me.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't fit the expectations that I had Faku would have presented for us.
Yeah. Well, I think I told you, Carl. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know when they changed DJs. Because I looked, I was like, oh yeah, you're right. They did change DJs based off like the projection. And so I was like, no, I'll head downstairs, go see Marvel Talk. Because they were at AX this year, and that was pretty much the rest of the night. Miguel, I know you had a good time at that party.
I did have a very good time at that party. We'll leave it at that.
Well, how's the end bit of the party?
So, Moe Shop was fun to watch. Hentai Dude was fun to watch. But like you guys are saying, yeah, the whole like the fact that when they were like, "Oh, you can't come back," I'm like, that's dumb. That's incredibly dumb.
Yep.
Like I paid, why can't I come back? And then the other thing too is, I remember I was looking at it again on Eventbrite, right? And it's like, oh yeah, there's gonna be like giveaways and all this stuff, and there's gonna be like, this chick as the host, as the MC, right? And I was like, first off, I never once heard her talk. Second of all, they never once did those the giveaways or anything that they said they were going to be doing.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Like it would
and I'm
fit.
like, we sat there. I sat there like almost the whole time, and I was like, what? None of this is happening.
Also, before we went, we were talking about how they were giving away a free week subscription to Faku, but we never got that. I think you showed me, Miguel. It was at the the Faku panel.
Oh, okay, wait here. I'm reading about it. The event will be hosted. Okay, because people could watch it on the Faku Twitch.
Yeah, they were streaming it on Twitch.
Stream it on Twitch, and on the Twitch it was hosted by Aki Dearest.
Oh, so the giveaways were on the Twitch.
Okay, see that's confusing.
It was probably on the Twitch. Yeah.
It says the prizes were autographed books, signed copies of the Meme 50 box, and other stuff. But it did say all attendees would get a free 7-day Faku subscription. I don't know where they were giving that away. I found out from somebody else. They were like, yeah, this is at the panel or whatever.
Which is dumb, because that's not the party.
It wasn't.
I mean, it was like the event was coordinated by Faku. They kind of dropped the ball there, really.
And, like, it makes me wonder how last year's was, because they had one last year. I missed out on it, but I was like, oh, man.
I mean, I enjoyed the show that I saw of the two people I wanted to see most, but I was like, I don't know, I mean, just to see them, I was like, it's kind of $20 of me sitting there wasn't really worth it.
Yeah. I mean, well, arguably, it's like Moe Shop's coming from France. When will you see Moe Shop doing their own show?
It was cool. It was really awesome. It was a fun show, but like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's
like
not...
the Moe, like literally, it was like the party ends at 12, right?
Yeah.
Up until then, it was all the other DJs who I never even knew. They never announced when the DJ was switching, as far as I can remember.
That's another thing. Yeah.
And then it was like, next thing I know, it's like Hentai Dude setting up at 11, and it's 11, then it's 11:30, so he's done with this set. And then from 11:30 to 12, it's Moe Shop, and then it was done. And then like the staff of the place there was, okay, everybody has to leave now. It's over. Go home. Pretty much.
Makes me like the Cosplay Deviants party more. Which I didn't go to this year. They had one, right?
They had one.
They had one this year.
The 21 and up thing.
At the 21 and Up lounge. I didn't really want to check it out, mainly because of my past experience with the parties. I mean, the cosplayers are great, of course.
Yeah, I think this year, from when I was inside, it seemed like it was better from the other times that I have been to when they host something like that. Mm-hmm. It seemed like the music was better and all that, but other than that, like...
Because, I knew it was the same DJ, and I was like, I'm not a big fan of, Don't Feed the DJ.
I don't know, I think Don't Feed the DJ did pretty good this time.
Okay.
And then,
ALA then. I'll check it out.
The other thing was, like, the line was stupid long. Like, the line was almost 2 hours to get in.
I remember last year. Last year was
why?
the same. Plus, it's a small room.
It is small, and I'm like, they should try to get somewhere bigger.
But that's where the lounge is at every year.
Yeah, it is. It's the only place that they do it in.
because because right next to us the rave, and you don't really want it there because of the rave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was it for day one for me anyways, because we went back to the hotel, and that was pretty much the rest of the night.
Yeah, day one was kind of a weird day.
It was a weird day. Day two was a lot better, I think.
Yes.
Yes, especially because...
Especially because why, Danny? Emphasize on why day two was better.
Day two was great. Hanging out with everybody. Did I go to a panel?
Go to the Robotech one? Going on day two?
Yeah, I was day three, I believe. No, yeah, it was day two. I went back. So I went back to the hotel at some point in the daytime. I ate some food. I took a nap, and then I woke up. I was like, all right, let's go to the panel. And I showed up at the con at like 2:40, trying to find Connor and Shelby. And then I looked at the time. I was like, oh, the panel's starting in 5 minutes. I should go. This is another great thing about the press badge. I walked up. I was like, yo, press, I need to get in. He's like, yeah, go ahead, go in. So I showed up, went in, and the panel kind of started off a little like I guess like they were telling us things like that we already know. Like, yes, I know Robotech is on Crackle, Amazon, Netflix. I didn't know it's the #1 anime on Crackle. And I was like, that's interesting. Cause Robotech's like, it's an 80s anime. But they announced a lot of stuff, like, my God. The first thing they talked about was the Robotech movie, and I was hoping we got at least a teaser. But all it was just like, yeah, Robotech movie's happening. Sony approached Harmony Gold about Robotech, and like, yeah, we love Robotech, we want it back. We want to bring it back, so they're like heavy on the support of all the new merchandise that Robotech's having. I think mainly because it's like, well, yeah, you want people to know Robotech's a thing again, so that way your live action movie can do good, because that's going to be a big budget, right? A bunch of CG.
Yeah.
Plus, space battles, like, that's not cheap, So they announced, the first thing they talked about was like the 80st.com, I think. Retro t-shirts and stuff. They had a sweater on there before, but now they're launching like a bunch of new shirts. A lot of them are really nice, and there's one I want to get, which is it's just the Jack Daniels variant for the Skull Fighter. And I'm like, yeah, no, I need that.
That's nice.
I need that because of my whiskey. They announced that they're having a lot more Loot Crate exclusive products, and I didn't even know they were back again on Loot Crate this year, because I got the one from last year that's just the LED light, which is okay. Super 7's coming out with some muscle figures for them, and I was like, wow, that's really like old school. Prime One Studio, they're dropping some figures, and they're like super detailed figures, and they showed some screenshots of what they're working on, and they look really nice, and I'm like, man, that's really expensive probably.
Oh yeah, Prime One's like more of the high end studios.
It's a high end.
Good Smile's like entry level for just about everyone. Well, it's still pretty pricey for Good Smile.
Yeah,
but like a lot of people are more familiar with Good Smile at least.
Yeah. They also announced like figures of the characters, high quality, and they were just like, yeah, the suits they're wearing are like, it's real fabric and whatnot, and they're saying there's going to be a companion piece for the figures, which is just the cockpit of the Veritech. Yeah. And that has like a bunch of LED lights, and it's Bluetooth enabled to play like music and stuff. And I was like, wow, they're coming out like with super intense stuff right now for Robotech. Like, it was like tripping me out at first.
They're trying to like build up the hype for that.
They're trying to build up the hype for the movie. Yeah.
Yep. Probably like the biggest disappointment for me is like I didn't get the chance to go into the Fully Cooley panel, which they had on day 2.
There's a lot of people, huh?
There was a lot of people. Well, I tried. I mean, I didn't have the time to go to it because I was in the exhibit hall, but I tried to at least make it to the Studio Trigger panel, which I didn't get to go into because I saw the line for that was at least like 600 or so people in front of me. But Miguel, on the other hand,
Press.
Press, walk straight in. Straight in.
So you went, right, Miguel?
Yes.
How was that?
It was very cool. I did not get one of the cool fake trigger monies that they were throwing around that let you get autographs or prizes because they did not touch my side of the room I was in, which
Oh,
sucked.
that's dumb.
Because they only ran through the aisles in the center. So literally anybody in that area was able to get some. So, but it was cool. They did a lot of cool stuff, and I took notes of that panel. I paid attention.
All right, what was some of the highlights?
Well, let me open my notes. I'm so professional.
I remember for the at least for the Fully Cooley panel, they obviously released some new trailer.
So they started off with a special episode of Inferno Cop, a special Inferno Cop thing they did. I don't know if it was just for the con. I don't know if they're going to release it later on, but it was very cool. You could probably find it online. I recorded almost all of it because nobody told me I couldn't. I'll admit that. Then they said, okay, you guys can't record this, and then everybody put their phones away, but it was almost done anyway.
Too late at that point.
And so I was like, there's a possibility that there's a possibility they may do a Little Witch Academia season 2, which is what they're doing now. That's their big push this year.
So I got a quick question because I was on Netflix last night.
Yeah.
And I saw it popped up as a Netflix original, and then I saw it pop up again on Netflix, but it was just normal.
Because Little Witch Academia started as I guess a movie OVA thing.
Oh, okay.
Is the first one. I think it's an OVA. It's I think it's only 30 minutes.
Because originally it was just a Kickstarter that got up, right?
It was a Kickstarter. I think it was that was for some festival. I think they made it for in Japan, some animation festival.
Okay.
And then then they did the second movie, which was kickstarted. I think. No, the second movie. Maybe it was. I forget. Then they did the second movie, and then I think they kickstarted the anime.
Oh,
they kickstarted the anime.
Yeah,
they kickstarted the movie, but I think it was the anime they kickstarted because there was such a high demand for Little Witch Academia. Which, if you've seen it. And I've seen the first, the OVA, and the second movie, and I haven't seen the anime yet. And the movies were great. Trigger, that's when all their animations, just I love it. It's great. Great animation studio.
It's very good. Very good.
So I'll probably check out the anime later today. But Netflix only has up to the first 13 episodes, I think, which is weird. But anyway, yeah, they're really pushing that right now. And so when they were talking about possibly doing a Little Witch Academia season 2, the director who was there jokingly said that they're probably on the doing it because people only want to see more Little Witch Academia hentai.
Oh.
And so he made that as a joke. It was funny though. It was funny.
He actually said that?
He said that. He
Okay.
actually said that. It was funny.
That's funny.
And season 2 is most likely going to elaborate on backstories and character origins. They did have 3 new announcements. The panel was 2 hours, and half of it was just talking about Little Witch Academia, which is fine because it's great. And then there's 3 new announcements. One of them is that they're all 3 original anime that they're working on. Well, 2 of them, 2 original anime. One of them's technically based off something else. And it's one of the first ones they announced was Darling in the Frank X. I think they said Darling in the Frank X. It's weird. It's Frank with X, 2 X's at the end, but they pronounce the X. So I think it's Darling in the Frank X. And that is a collab that they're doing. Almost all of these are collaborating with some other company. And they said that this was going to be a sci-fi thing that they're doing.
But
which pretty cool.
For all the titles that they're announcing, there's no release date or anything.
There's no release dates for any of them. They just said these are the ones that we have in the works right now, and they haven't said whether they were going to be full series or whether they're going to be short things or movies, special OVA things or anything like that. They just said they're going to be, these are the new projects they're working on. Okay. And so yeah, it's Darling in the Frankics, and it's being made with A1 Pictures, which is known for doing sci-fi stuff. So that's why they said this is going to be a sci-fi thing that we're doing with A1 Pictures.
So is it going to be Studio Trigger collaborating with A1 Pictures, or just they're handing it over to A1 Pictures?
They're working together.
They're working together?
They're working together on this.
That's nice. That's nice.
And then the second one that they announced is called Gridman, and that is a collaboration project they're doing with Suburaya, which is the company that owns Ultraman, and Gridman is I think one of the things they own. And so it's their version. It's based off of Gridman's already a thing that they said exists. And let me see if I can remember what it was. They said it was something that was in the West, that came with a different name.
Oh, so it was like an adaptation off of
This
a
is
comic book, or
It's they brought it over. I think it was a TV show. I think it was like one of those old live action shows or something. Yeah, I think it was an old live action show.
An old live action show, but
from the 90s. Like from the 90s.
But they're making an animated.
They're making their version of that. It's like it's this thing, right? But it's Trigger's take on it.
But they're not giving away if it's like. Well, I would assume it was animated.
Yeah, it's going to be an anime, but
Okay.
it's their version of it. Like they're not retelling the story. They're not telling how it was. They're literally just taking like the concept and idea of Gridman and just retelling it in their version as a Trigger way. And so it was something that came out here called, in the West it was called Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, because it said Gridman and it's got 4 S's at the top of it, at the top of the letter, the title, because it's Superhuman Cyber, because S is cyber.
Yes.
Cyber Squad.
You know,
The Frankix one was just literally just a title. The Gridman one was like a just a kind of a poster. It looked pretty cool. And the other, let's see what else did I put here.
so it was Gridman, the only one that was like adapted from something that was like a different source, or are the other titles also just like original content they're
The
creating?
first one is the Frankix is original.
That's original. But so there's no manga adaptation to that. It's not an adaptation of anything. They're just like make that.
Gridman is an original thing.
Okay, Gridman's a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's being directed by Hiroyuki, who was the director of Hiroyuki Imaishi. He's the director of Inferno Cop. So he's directing their Gridman thing. And then the third project they announced, which is the one that they let us, who were at the panel, they were like, you guys can talk about this. First they said we can talk about it. This is the one that you guys can take your phones out and you can take a picture of this and you can post it online. The third one was called Promare, and it is the third time that the writers and directors it's a collab between Hiroyuki Imaishi, who was a director, who was one of Trigger's directors, and Kazuki Nakashima, and both of them have only worked together, I think they said twice before, and this is the third time they're working together.
Okay.
The first time they worked together was when they wrote and directed Gurren Lagann at Gainax.
So you got some big names working
And
there.
then they did Kill la Kill together. And now they're doing this together. So this is the third time that they've worked together as a director-writer combo.
That's cool.
And it seemed cool, because the poster looked pretty awesome. They're like, we're not going to give away too much of what it's about, but it's got a male character. So look forward to it. And I was like, cool.
I'm excited.
I was pretty excited because it looked cool. It reminded me, when I saw the poster they posted, I'm like, no, this reminds me, of like a Kill la Kill cross Gurren Lagann thing. Because the way they announced the video is like it shows Gurren Lagann like text on the screen. It's like, whoa, there's a Gurren Lagann thing going on, and then it's Kill la Kill, and then everyone in the audience lost. They were like, whoa, new Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann. What is this? Subarashi. And so then it's like, no, they're working something together, and it was good. They had a video of them talking together, and it was funny.
Nice.
Like, they were saying like third time's a charm. Hopefully we don't screw this one up again.
Like I kind of noticed like a lot of the themes that Studio Trigger has been going for is very more futuristic, or like
Yeah, they kind of have a panache for that.
because like with like a Kill la Kill, like it's not. I'm not sure if I would call it modern because it's more so like a futuristic post-apocalyptic. It's still like modern society, but like it's gone to shit.
It was meant to be like a post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
thing,
post-apocalyptic, but society has advanced quite a bit.
Yeah.
I developed.
I'm looking forward to those things. They all seem cool. They said they were gonna. I think after the con, they said in the days after the con, they'd be announcing more information and just more stuff that they could. So it seemed cool. Anything else you got, Danny or Carl?
They didn't talk about Invisible at all, huh? At the Trigger.
No, that was saved for the Invisible panel.
Okay.
What I am looking for is, I mean, I didn't go to the Fully Cooley panel, but it's gonna come out next year. That's what they're saying. They've released a trailer. They're gonna have the Pillows do music for the second season again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very excited to see it. And from the trailer, from what's out there, like everyone's seen the trailer, I would assume if they're like really big fans of the series so far, they would know that if they're doing it justice, it's gonna be amazing. like beyond amazing. And they're having Haruto also being in the season 2 as well. So they're assuming they're going to be keeping like the same theme, same cast. Considering that they have Haruko and the Pillows form again.
And the Pillows are writing original music for this one,
which I'm very excited for.
They were talking about like, oh, there's Robotech merch in the exhibition hall at what's it? What are they called? They were called Toynami.
Toynami, yeah.
We stopped by there. They had some cool stuff. They had a con exclusive. They're called Fast Packs. It's that one right there, Carl, in the middle. Basically what it is, it's small scaled of the Veritech fighter, and it's transformable into all 3 modes. And these ones had all the super armor. And they had a con exclusives, but they're so expensive. I think it was like $60.
Is that like customizable in any way? Can you interchange parts?
You could change the fists.
Okay.
Like you could, they're removable hands, and it comes with the guns and the missiles and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, they had some nice ones, like display versions. It wasn't at the con because they already sold out. But like when you have them on display, you can equip like the missiles launching, and it has the effects on it, and it has like the jet effects on the back, and like those can light up too. Really cool stuff. I mean, day one, I didn't go into the artist alley at all until like I think the last day, really, just to check it out. A lot of cool stuff there.
I guess to like end day 2, probably my highlight was the Miku's 10th anniversary dance.
Oh, you went to that?
It was amazing. It was really good. I liked it.
Did you go with Adam?
I went with Adam. Trust me, we're really big Miku fans. They were playing a lot of the original songs, like Disappearance. And they had like, DJs doing remixes of the songs.
She showed up, right?
Miku?
She was there, right?
She was there, right?
No. I mean, well, I showed up late for it, so like I wasn't sure if they did like a whole projector cameo thing or not. Sadly, so I didn't see the whole thing, but I got like to the very end of it, and I think I was like at the very last set of like one of the DJs, but I can't remember the DJ's name. But, no, it was good. Great way to end the night.
No, that wasn't the end of the night, Carl.
For me, at least.
No, it wasn't, because the end of the night
Yes.
was the dance, the rave. That was day 2, right?
Day 2? For the, what do you mean,
The rave.
the rave? Are you talking about Neon District or different?
No, that's
else?
day 3, Carl.
What rave are you talking about?
You don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
We were there.
I was there?
Yes.
Wait, which one?
On day 2.
What did we...
Wait, was he there?
Okay.
For what?
Was he there on day 2 at the rave? When me and Shelby showed up? Or am I thinking of Angel?
Because I went to...
What time did your thing end?
I can't remember, actually. Gosh,
Carl.
it's a blur. Because, like, it really is a blur. Like, at the end of the night, everything becomes a blur. Because things
No,
happen.
I'm pretty sure you were there, Carl.
Describe it to me, exactly what happened.
No, because I
Or, like-
texted you. I was like, where you guys? I'm like, where you guys at? You're like, oh, we're in the front on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
left corner.
Yeah.
Of
And
the
then
rave dance.
Then we left there, and...
Well, we left.
Yeah.
And then we
See, it's like a blur. It's...
we left and you went back to the hotel, and then
Yeah.
I stayed out and went to this other party that was kind of a little bit lame, but I guess it was popping before
Okay.
we got there. But no, we hit the rave, and man, that was intense.
Wait, were you guys talking about the Westin, or...
The Westin, yeah, we went after.
Okay, so that's what you went.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's because, like, I think I went to sleep, like, right after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did, yeah.
After I finished the Miku dance, I just went back to the hotel room and I slept. Cause,
No,
like,
you didn't.
Didn't I? My memory's so bad, dude.
Here, let me pull my phone. So anyways, the rave was pretty good. The music was alright. It got me pumping. I kind of just missed whoever the DJ was 2 years ago. Cause man, that was a good time. Here, like, I'm gonna pull it up, Carl.
All right.
Yeah, see, the day 2 was Sunday.
Okay.
I texted you at 10:56. I'm like, hey, where are you? You're like at the AX dance.
Oh, well, I remember being there.
Yeah, alright, we'll be there. Close to the front and the far left. So I did see you there, Carl.
Okay.
No, it was pretty good though.
Oh, yeah. I also wanted to bring this up because last year a lot of people complained about how Artist Alley was. This year,
Well, they could play last year because last year there was no AC, right?
yeah, there was no AC, but like this year they at least had the AC.
Well, yeah.
And-
So yeah, the AC was there. I want to say there was less vendors there actually.
It's because like this is my complaint about Artist Alley. They they spend more room for the autograph signing and for the table.
Oh,
talking.
like it was huge.
Yeah, like
the autograph
their
signing
section
area
is
was huge.
and like they have so much extra space to work with. Like, I mean, sure they need that extra space to work with because like they want people to line up and have enough room for them to queue up to line up. But like they need that space for Artist Alley as well because like it's gone to the point
Artist
where-
Alley felt way more crowded than the aisles of Artist Alley felt way more crowded than the aisles of the actual exhibition hall.
So
They did,
here's the
they did.
thing. Here's the thing. AX has been changing up their layout every year. I want to say last year was the first time they put the Artist Alley downstairs in the parking garage because there was just, I guess, too many vendors. But yeah, like they got their own space finally, right? They
Yeah.
used to be in the back.
They finally have a
the
big space for
exhibition
tons
hall.
of vendors.
like
yeah.
I'm glad they're having more space for that.
So last year it was really crowded. Like you were shoulder to shoulder majority of the time being down there, like the whole con.
Like this year, I feel like they spaced it out like a little more, but it wasn't that much of a difference. It's still like you're still like shoulder to shoulder.
Well, I mean, the times I went, I think I went like day 2 and 3. Like there wasn't a lot of people.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it was still crowded. And the autograph signing thing, that wasn't always with the Artist Alley. That was there last year.
It wasn't.
They still had it in the entertainment hall last year for autographs.
Oh, I didn't remember that actually.
That's where it would usually be in the entertainment hall, but I guess they threw it down there now. Which is crazy because the entertainment hall itself wasn't that thrilling either.
I feel like the entertainment hall needs like a bit of an update. Like it's nice that they put that Blizzard
Yeah, so they had
booth there.
Blizzard had like a booth area.
Yeah, they had a booth in the entertainment hall.
Was that like the first?
It's the
was
first
that the-
time that?
No,
Well,
was
they
that
always-
the debut though for the figure? Like the first time it was at
It
a
was the
con.
first time I saw it in person.
If you don't know, we're talking about the Diva figure that they dropped
It's
for
like
like
almost
400.
2 feet tall.
I saw that.
It's nice, but Jesus, like, can I remote control it?
If you want to drop like $500, wait, is it 500 or 600?
It was $400.
400.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's crazy.
I
I mean, it's a high quality figure though, so
Mm.
you're getting your value.
Yeah, well, usually this is interesting. Usually the entertainment hall, the left side of it, when you walk in,
Yeah.
there is all the shoot areas for cosplays.
Yeah, it's the same thing this year.
And, but there, they would also have cosplayers have their own booths there. And this year there was, I think, maybe only 3 or 4
There
cosplayers
wasn't
down
many.
Oh yeah, I noticed that they didn't have the cosplay booths. Or did they?
No,
they had
Still,
some.
they still have the photo set area where people could line up to take their own pictures and like
Yeah.
the little sets they built that they set up. But like, Danny's right. That like normally, right behind that is usually where cosplayers would have their booths lined up
Yeah.
Mhm.
to meet and greet and all that. But there wasn't many. That was like
Because I was surprised because usually,
like it was half the aisle space that it normally was.
I see.
yeah, and I was like, oh, there's only a few cosplayers. And I was like, oh yeah, Vampy always has one. Was she there? No, she wasn't there because she was busy the whole week.
Busy working with Aniplex for like 3 days.
Aniplex and Bondi on the last day. And then so on the other side is all the gaming stuff. But same stuff, PCs and consoles.
And the Itashas, the cars,
Really nice cars.
anime stickers, anime wraps,
That was the first time cars were there though. That was the first.
But they were really nice cars.
They
Really
are.
nice cars. The cars were usually outside, I think.
They
Or I'm
were
thinking of
normally
ALA. I don't remember.
They were. I think they were normally let out. They were normally like shown off outside. I think sometimes.
hmm
But I know that one guy was saying that I think they managed to organize it to where they could allow them inside. This guy, he worked for some company.
But
that
see,
was
when
able
they
to
had
put
it in
together-
there was a lot less room for everything else. It was cool they had the retro arcade stuff. But there was no
But
video
no
game
free
merch. There was no merch in there. Well, I don't really expect arcade games to have it.
I really feel like the entertainment hall needs like a bit of an update to spice it up a bit.
Well, it does because
you know?
we walked in, right? And we walked in, did a circle, and I'm like, so that's it, huh?
Yep.
I mean, it's like a place for people to relax and play video games, but like,
Well, and plus there's
you know.
the cosplay repair shop in the back.
do they have that?
Yeah, it was closed off. Where all the shoot areas are at.
Yeah.
You just go straight down. There's like some, there's just this little area you could fix your cosplay there. But yeah, no, entertainment hall wasn't always the biggest thing.
No.
I mean, the main thing it had would be the games,
Yeah.
you know, but I don't know, I just didn't feel like going down there to try to wait to rent a console to play Tekken, you know?
Like, I feel like more often than not, why people go to the entertainment hall is just like a place for cosplayers to go, or just people to relax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, you have more room to just like sit down. It's like, oh, I can just be here and there. That's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but like when I went to the entertainment hall, they had like an anime expo themed museum, but it's like a small section.
Yeah,
Oh, it was like
a little like anime. With
Was that there
years.
every year, or is it new
As
this
far
year?
as I know, that was the first time I've seen it.
Yeah. it's
Wait,
first time
as
I saw
in,
it.
The little area that shows
what
this
am I
is
talking about?
It started from like 1990.
It's literally like from the first anime expo
And where was this at?
in the entertainment hall, right?
It's a far right.
To the far, we
far
walked by
right.
it.
Yeah.
It's literally right next to the Itachi cars.
I didn't pay attention to that section then.
Oh yeah, it's like right next to the Itachi cars, right behind the retro arcade area.
They had like, I think they had like a badge for every year, like where you had like the whole, like they put a paper slip in for your name, and it's like the like really
Wow, I didn't.
crude.
Yeah, I just passed by
I
it. Then.
never
I didn't-
saw what was in there, but I do know that it was all like this is AX throughout all.
Oh,
years.
maybe that's
Yeah.
what. Because I remember like seeing Anime Expo on social media, they'd be posting like, "Hey, we found the old catalogs and stuff." So I guess it was for that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And they even had like the sign on the case, like nothing here is up for sales, purely for just exhibit.
Yeah. There was a little like art gallery there.
Was there?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
entertainment hall?
Yeah, like in the middle, in the front area.
I don't remember seeing that.
There's a little art gallery.
Yeah, the little art gallery that they put up there with like people's fan art.
Yeah, like big people, like they had like their social media tags. Didn't you say there was one of the Legend of Zelda manga artists?
The mangaka for the Legend of Zelda manga had her art on display there. She took like a little row. It's pretty cool art.
That's nice. In the exhibit hall this year, they actually had like you said, they had autograph signings there as well too. In the exhibit hall, because they had the Overwatch.
That's where they had them last year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I remember seeing
the
like
Overwatch signing was in the.
It was in the exhibit hall, yeah.
And
it was only
they were there at the booth.
But it was only like what was it? Only Diva and Lucio?
It was Diva and Lucio, yeah.
They were the only ones there. But wasn't Torbjorn also supposed to be there too?
Matt,
But that's only for
Matt Mercer. I'm forgetting the other names too, but the voice of Torbjorn was there too. But I think they were just there for the panel.
Oh. Do you guys even try to get inside that? Or was that
I
day
was
one?
like that. I mean, we could have got in with our press badges, but like,
You talking about the autographs? I didn't even.
I mean, like,
because I didn't see it on the schedule. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna.
like odds are, for the panel, they're not going to announce anything new. Like, they're definitely not going to announce anything new. It's just going to be
I was like, where's Terry Crews? I
I know.
don't see him.
Terry Crews walks up on stage, says, "I'm Doomfist," and I'm like, "Yeah."
like the only meet to like any like Overwatch panel for like any convention is just a Q&A, and just it's mostly just like lore discussion, or just like, hey, can you have like this voice actor do like this line for me, kind of thing. It's nothing like too. They're not going to give you like anything too meaty for that kind of panel, or for this kind of convention.
Yeah.
But that was day 2.
That pretty much summarizes day 2. Day 3.
Anything good on day 3?
I mean, it was just the same stuff all over again, right? I think.
Let's see. For the panels they had, didn't you guys go to the, or was that day 4?
That was day 4.
It was day 4, okay. No,
We were
trash
just talking
that.
about day 4, yeah.
We didn't go to many panels because we're very bad at planning.
Well, not even that. It's just,
But there was a lot that I did not. There were more panels I didn't want to go to than ones that I did.
I mean, on day 3,
Yeah.
they had the Ruby panel and screening.
I missed that one.
Like-
there was also the Full Metal panel. They showed some new clips for the live action movie. I think they even had a booth. There was some booth in the exhibit hall showing some of the stuff. But yeah, no, day 3 just kind of. I went to the Pokemon gathering.
That was it.
Cause the one is your boy Guzma. Made me realize that like, cool, you like to cosplay Team Skull, but don't be so like cancerous in a sense. As far as like they get too into character, quote
I
unquote.
would say they're barely even being characters, just being assholes.
Which is they're like, yeah, we're Team Skull, whatever.
I'm like, that's not Team Skull. Well, kind of. But Team Skull.
I don't know, like
Skull. But see, Team Skull's a bunch of stupid kids that think they're cool. So maybe it does kind of work.
So there was this girl who cosplayed like, or I guess she cosplayed. She had like a Pikachu, or onesie, and she had a sign that says, "Team Skull sucks, go Team Rocket." you know, and all the teams call.
Oh, yeah,
everybody's like, boo,
I saw her. Yeah, I saw
boo,
her.
doing all this stuff, you know. It was cool getting there though, because I couldn't find it at first, and then I just saw a bunch of like Guzmas walking around, like, yeah, let's go. And then we took some pictures on the way to the meetup. See, my problem with meetups is like where the site locations are at, because there's so many meetups, you know, for all the days. Because it was like in the outside area. I'm talking about like out, like where the street is, and we were on the stairs at the West Hall. And you know, it always sucks that like all these meetups are always in the sun most of the time, because it could get pretty hot when there's no breeze.
Yeah, it's
even if it is LA, you know, it's still it can get pretty hot. But that was, I don't know, it was cool. I kind of left right after because I'm like, yeah, it's hot, and I kind of just walked around, just met up with a bunch of people, walked around, then tried to figure out what the plan was for the night, and we were to rush to the end of the night, pretty much. Well, I mean, I did buy some stuff, and that's pretty much it. Oh, I went to the Lab Zero booth. I saw they had the demos up for Indivisible. I didn't get a chance to play it.
I got a chance to play it.
Oh, but man, it looks so nice. Oh my god, you know, like they went in depth at the
Let
panel
me tell
on day
you, just
4.
like a lot of the people that were there, they were telling them, man, this is like, I'm super rusty since the first prototype. They're like, yeah, we've changed how the game kind of feels now. So
Yeah, I wanted to, like, I was thinking about re-downloading it just to get a feel, like a hands-on feel again of what it is. But looking at it, I'm like, no, yeah, it looks different. I was chatting with one of the guys at Lab Zero, you know, great people. They gave me a CD that they were selling, the soundtrack for Skullgirls. That was pretty cool.
see, they didn't tell me they were selling it. I was told that they were only doing giveaways for the stuff that was there. There was these really nice shirts there. The guy was like, yeah, no, these aren't for sale. These are giveaway only if you do the contest on the mobile thing they're doing there.
Oh, really?
That's what I was told.
They also had the mobile game up on display for you to play. That was cool. And I mean, that was pretty much it for me for day 3. We were planning on going to the Westin Hotel because there was a party there, and we were all getting ready to go, waiting on people. And then I got a call from the boy Shelby, and he was just like, "Dude, they canceled the party. Like, they shut it down." I was like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, they shut it down." And according to Grant, he was telling me that somebody brought meth to the party.
Oh my!
And that's why they shut it down. And I was like, Jesus, okay, it got a little too crazy. And so that pretty much ends our night, you know, just hanging out with some friends.
Now, let me say.
Yeah, you did something day 3. I forgot.
Day 3 was my night because
you went to the
I went to see Asian Kung Fu Generation and Neon District. And oh god, let me tell you. Asian Kung Fu Generation was amazing. Like, beyond amazing. I'm so glad I got to see them. Like, they had the first performance on I believe it was the day 2,
mm-hmm.
which at the Tetragram. And that was just, I think, it's like a closed off venue. It was very, like, low key. And, I tried to get tickets for that event. First try. I tried to get it off of Ticketmaster. I reserved my tickets online. And I'm thinking like, oh, I'm good. Second later, as soon as I try to press next, I lose my tickets. But then I got lucky enough to know that they're going to do another performance at the Novo on day 3, and I got those tickets for me and Adam. And God, was it amazing. They played all of, like...
Literally, like, everything.
All of, like, the obvious, like, you know, the big...
All the big anime songs.
All the big anime songs. They did, you know, the opening for Full Metal Alchemist. They did the opening for Erased. They did... Of course, they saved the best, like, the most... Well, not. I won't say the best for last.
What you would say was your favorite, to you, your personal best?
The Erased opening. Riri. So good. Like, so good. I was just insane. I was ecstatic. I got really hyped for that song. But, like, of course, like, for the encore, like, as soon as, like, at the very end, like, they got off stage and, like, everyone's like, oh, encore, one more song. Like, everyone was just like, oh, come on, what's the big hold up? And, of course, it took them, like, 20 minutes or backstage there for a bit. Like, okay, well, they came back up because clearly they ended the night with, Haruka Kanata, the OG opening for Naruto,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
which
remember.
it was a really hype song. It was a very hype song.
So it's funny. We met up with Adam.
Yeah.
Right after,
Yeah.
and he was saying like, "Man, all these people swear they're fans." But
Yeah,
like,
it was like these people at the concert swore they were fans.
Yeah.
They only stayed for the anime songs. Those were the only ones they knew. Like,
that was funny. So yeah, you had a good time.
I had a good time.
Great, and then you went somewhere straight after,
Okay, so actually,
right? It was straight after.
as soon as I finished that, like, I had to go to Neon District. Of course, Neon District actually started at the same time as Asian Kung Fu Generation.
but the people you wanted to see in Neon District,
Were exactly going to
like
start
after,
as soon as it ended. But it's very weird to get inside Neon District this year because like they had their own hall for it.
Wait, this wasn't the first year?
No, wait, what do you mean? Yeah,
It's first year. Okay.
yeah, this is the first year they've done anything like this.
Okay.
And it's like if you want to enter through it to Neon District, you have to go all the way down the street. You have to go to the area where like the shuttle buses pick up people and drop them off. Go up a flight of stairs, and then you have to go.
What?
Yeah, go up a flight of stairs. Bring your QR code, get that scanned. You get a badge that shows you're 18 plus.
Right.
And then you get the badge. Well, then you get the wristband for the Neon District, and then you have to go through like a metal detector. They even have like a person standing there with like a scanner that goes over your whole body to make sure you don't have nothing else on you.
Wow.
And then you're in.
yeah, Neon District was very strict with like literally nothing
Super strict.
can come in.
But like,
It was but it was in the Expo, right? It was in the convention.
it was in the convention, but it's like,
It was next to the entertainment hall, right?
yeah, it was next to the
You had to go through that whole
You had
process.
to go outside. Like, you could have gone like, you know how if you're going
I know how to get into that area,
Yeah.
the room.
You
had to
could-
go outside to get.
it's because like if you wanted to go to the entertainment hall and, you know, hall B is on the left,
Yeah.
they have that roped off and they keep telling people, oh no, you have to go outside and around. It's like, oh. And it took me like almost like 10, 15 minutes just to run all the way over there and then go actually get inside. But, how they set up the venue for Neon District was, I mean, at first, when I was thinking like, oh, you know, it's not gonna be that big. When I got inside, it was huge. It was like literally a hall. So the equivalent of like, you know, AA as like a whole venue for you to just like dance and get crazy in.
Nice.
It was good. But how they split up the venue was they had like a whole section on the left, whole section on the right. That was all general admission. And then for the VIP people, meet and greet, people paid $90 to be in the middle.
Oh.
It was the most disappointing, like, okay. I went in from the right. I got lucky enough to push my way all the way through to the left until I got to the rail and I saw the people in the middle, and they just looked so depressing. I'm like, I'm sad for you fucking people. You spent $90
Jesus
for this.
Christ, wow.
Well, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that they got their money's worth out of it. I'm like, okay, that's a little harsh. I'm gonna say that's harsh because, like, it didn't seem fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I was there, like, I would not be fun. I would have fun there. Because, like, how they set up the VIP section is, it was in the middle. You had, like, all the music, like, aimed straight towards you, but they had, like, this whole area of couches, and, like, you see, like, all these people just, like, sitting down on their phones, just like, oh, you know, I'm just enjoying the music, you know, yeah. And then you see, like, a small section, like, a small row of people, like, right next to the gate, you know, in front of the artist, and it's just, they didn't seem very excited. They're just kind of there, just, like, holding the bar. It's like, yeah, I'm here. I paid money for this. But then you go on the left or right, general admission, people were going insane. People were, like, making up hits.
I think that's the thing, though, with those kind of VIP sections, because they're not going to be as crowded.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the reason why it makes it, like, as fun is, like, a lot of people. Crowd. Like, when it's more connected.
Oh, yeah, like, dude, night two, like, the rave, like, it was crazy, you know, like, I was hype enough, I was confident enough in my hype and, like, my, you know, because I was drinking.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, bro, you know, like, let's go to the dance circle, man. And it was all getting all hype, and then, like, a certain point, like, it got crazy in the track, and then there was, like, this huge mosh pit that just happened. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, it's getting crazy, and I don't know, like, yeah, it has to do with crowds. It's always more fun. Like, even at the rave, you know, like, the further out you go from the dance floor, like, you can see, like, it's just less people having a good time, I think.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, like, I'm not gonna like harp people who got VIP for Neon District, because like maybe they really wanted to get the meet and greet, and there's like some artists that they really want to get a chance to see, which is fine.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like you don't really want to leave because you spend $90.
Yeah.
So I can understand that.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it so much. The last few artists that I really want to see, because like the whole lineup, like before that, it's like I didn't care about them. Like by the time I got in there, they had Taku Takahashi playing.
Okay.
His sets were good. They're not bad, but like what I really wanted to be there for was Teddy Lloyd, UCA, and Massive New Crew. Teddy Lloyd, I think everyone knows Teddy Lloyd at this point. He played Fly Away, Scanty Knee Socks. He played Scanty and Knee Socks, but it was like a
remix?
A remix. I didn't like it too much, honestly. But like the Fly Away one was like, everyone was hyped for that. And obviously like the biggest one he did, Me. As soon as that came up, everyone was like, holy fuck! Oh, I'm so crazy! He's playing!
He's playing the
He's playing! Everyone just started jumping. They were going crazy the whole time.
Hey, Me's a good song though.
It really is. I'm glad he did it.
Teddy Lloyd's good. Did he play? I haven't listened to it yet. Did he play the sequel that you made to that? The sequel song to Me?
You mean
what it was called?
Daoku Girl, or
I think so. It was something girl.
I think it was called Daoku Girl, but I don't remember if he played that or not actually. But he did play Me. It was pretty much like the exact same song, which honestly, like if he played the exact same song, like he did nothing, it's like, yeah, I'm just playing the same exact song, just like on a lot of speakers. I would be still hyped for that. I would still be hyped for that. But like, he did like a little remix to it, which is like, it's good. Like he's clearly like putting, his own like, spin on it for the event, which I like. And I'm glad he did it. But really, the artist I was super excited to see was UCA. She is a Japanese EDM artist, hailing all the way from Japan, coming to USA for this event. She's only done one in Chicago and one here, i.e. Anime Expo for Neon District, and there's only her two first events in the US, and I'll tell you, I didn't know her too long before Anime Expo. It was like maybe a month or two before my friends introduced me to her. Her music's just so good. And she's just so cute in person. She has like the blush on her cheeks. She has like a pullover sweater.
So she's your IRL waifu?
She's my IRL waifu. I mean, I was like, when I was in the crowd, I was just shouting, I love you! I love you so good! Your music's amazing!
You're so pretty!
Like, I would sing, like, she has like sections in the music where she'll like, do lyrics for it, and I would sing to that too. She did like I think she did her whole album for Macaron Moon. And I love it. I love it. And the artist playing after UCA was a Massive New Crew. I mean, I like his stuff. I'm a little familiar with his work, but for Massive New Crew, he does hardstyle. Mm-hmm. But it's like it's like, I mean, you can dance to it. I mean, but hardstyle is intended for like shuffling, and the venue's like, unless people open up a pit for it, you can't really shuffle in that area. I mean, people would they're still getting excited for it anyway. And I enjoyed myself for it. But what I really got hyped for was, when they had, Massive New Crew. Like, I didn't even expect this. They had Massive New Crew do like a small collab with UCA. I was like, oh my god, they're doing it! They brought it back up! And as soon as Massive New Crew set was over, I was out of there. They have one more artist playing called Slushy. But
I kept hearing like, oh yeah, Slushy's there,
like,
Slushy.
I'm like, okay. Slushy was like a big one that they were really pushing. Like, come see Slushy at his first like US show.
They announced him like the day before. I think it was like during the day they announced he was going to be there. I had no idea.
It seemed like they were. I don't know. I felt like he was getting a lot of push for some reason.
I don't know.
I'm like, but Teddy Lloyd though.
Like, how can you follow up with that guy? But while I was leaving after Massive New Crew set and like Slushy was coming on, like, there's like a couple people saying like, Slushy, I love you. And I saw like a couple people wearing, Slushy shirts, and I was like, okay, well, he clearly has some fans. Yeah, he has notoriety, like some notoriety, so he must be good. But I wanted to leave because honestly, I just wanted to go back to the hotel and just catch up sleep. But that was my day 3. When I went to the Asian Kung Fu Generation concert, I bought one shirt. Glad I got it, but like, they had 4 shirts up for sale. I should have bought more because odds are I'm never gonna see them again.
You're never gonna be able to get those shirts again.
It's because like they don't have an online site. They don't sell it anywhere else.
Yeah, no, that was just a one-time thing. It was funny because we were talking. I was like saw about 3 of them.
I know, dude. That guy's crazy. Like he did not hesitate. As soon as he saw the shoe, just like I'm getting them. And he said like the week for his work, he's gonna wear like 1 each day. I'm just like, I should have been you. I should have bought more shirts. I mean, I'm still happy with the 1 shirt I got, but I would have been happier if I just got 1 more shirt. But as long as I got one, I'm happy either way. And I got to see him live, which is amazing. But yeah, that was my day 3. Do you guys have anything else to end off day 3?
Not really. I mean, I was outside some of the time. One thing I want to point out really is that we have this cosplay area in the West Hall. It's the horseshoe area or whatever, right? Where the parking garage is at, for Anime Expo. Yeah. And, you know, it stayed busy most of the time. That's where a lot of, photographers stay, right? Cause there's a lot of good areas and it's really cool over there cause there's a lot of shade, but, I didn't see the usual, my usual cosplayers that I see anyway. Like a lot of them weren't there this year, mainly because of last year, you know. But I want to say, like, I think, you know, this was a good con. It was really good, so I think the turnout next year is going to be bigger.
Danny, you know what we forgot to talk about?
What did we forget to talk about?
We talked about how good Dragon Ball FighterZ is.
Oh, you guys get to play it?
So,
yeah, like day 1, Danny and I lined up just to play it.
Tell me.
Okay, so AX, the theme again was Dragon Ball Z. Like, it was ridiculous how much coverage.
Bandai put in a lot of money.
Like, it was Bandai, right? Both like Bandai Namco. It was all DBZ stuff. Crunchyroll was nothing but DBZ stuff again. And Funimation was mainly One Piece, My Hero Academia.
But no,
it was kind of a mix.
Funimation have
there was some Dragon Ball Z stuff there. They were displaying
figures,
figures,
weren't they?
No, Shenron was outside.
No, but wasn't that by Funimation? Was
it was
in a tent?
It was by Funimation.
Yeah.
Things at Funimation.
Yeah. So yeah, there a lot of DBZ stuff. I mean, mainly because the tournament saga in Super is about to start. Yeah. Everyone's really hyped for that. Of course, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and then they're like, "Hey, here's a card game." I looked at the rules. It's boring.
Is it just Duel Masters?
It's weird, man. So it's like you have your leader card.
I'm already out of interest.
Right, and he has.
Because I tried playing the Naruto card game one time.
Basically, he has a leader card. You have a leader card, and then you could draw your energy cards, is what they're called, and then you could summon characters to fight the leaders. And when I'm
playing with a fidget spinner right now.
When your opponent's leader's life points goes to 0, that's how then you win, kind of thing. It's a very bad attempt.
I feel like it's been
even the name of the cards were kind of boring. Like, I mean, one I got a chuckle because it was just Human Shield Krillin.
I saw that one,
and it's the thumbnail of him being like obliterated right before he blows up from Frieza. But there's just like, Valiant Vegeta, and like they're just giving adjectives for the names, and I'm like, I get it, they do different things, but it's still not. I don't know. It just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like a decent card game. It feels like a 90s card game.
But how does Dragon Ball FighterZ feel as a fighting game?
They had Dragon Ball FighterZ set up, and the line was rather short.
It was short because the matches go by quick. It was by all intents and purposes, it was a long line, but that line moved fast.
Yeah, I think I waited like 10 minutes.
Felt like less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's but because they have the 8 screens, right? So 16 people are going at it. It's only one round, 3v3. The same characters from the Evo demo.
It's 3 rounds, but...
Wait, were you seeing people who finish, go straight back in line, or just...
Probably.
Some people... Yeah, I mean, I was watching some people on day 3, and I was like, no, yeah, these guys know how to play the game.
Because they've probably been going back over and over again.
Because the line goes by so quick, you know, because the nice thing is these ladies that are working from Bandai Namco, nice ladies.
They were just booth babes.
I know, exactly. But they would, if there was spots open, there was just any single players or any
they're asking anybody playing by themselves go do versus a
stranger, or if you want to play with your friends, then let's go over here. So yeah, I played. I only went there once. I don't know what. Time. Yeah, but it's so good. Watching the intros, and just seeing how like the arc system works, I was just like, oh, it's so good. It takes some getting used to play. Let me tell you, it's.
I mean, how would you describe the mechanics?
How used to Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear are you, Carl?
Very little for Blaze Blue, but like I'm familiar with it. At least like know a set for like one character or two.
You may do pretty okay in this, because I mean I played a lot of Guilty Gear growing up, but like I was never got good at Guilty Gear. I had fun with Guilty Gear, and I kind of enjoyed Blaze Blue. Blaze Blue was pretty fun, but
So would you say
other
like
than that, I'd say it plays like an anime fighter, so it
Okay.
plays like those.
okay?
So if you're
Well, I was looking at the
pretty familiar
combo
with those,
list, and I'm like,
enjoy it.
wow, that's very Street Fighter on those combos.
They're just motions. They're just
Yeah.
very, very basic motions for some of the moves they showed you. Like
Freaking-
here's a forward quarter
Not the
circle.
ults, not
here's
like
a-
the level 3s. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
But it's a fun game, dude.
So there's one thing on there.
Yeah.
There's no grabs.
Oh, really?
Right? They got rid of the grabs. It
Okay.
was I forgot what Wooly said on the podcast a few
I
weeks
didn't
ago.
know they got rid of grabs.
Oh, there's no grabs in the game. I forgot too, and I was trying to do it. But I think it's the dash mechanic they added into the game, where you literally just dash towards your enemy, and then you could just do a quick, simple combo. But if you dash, your opponent has a chance to dash, and that's in a sense a counter to it, and then there's no damage involved, but it's just a flurry of attacks. Much like,
It's basically, if you both dash at each other, you enter a clash.
it's very Tenkaichi, because the Tenkaichi series did that.
But it's just for style, no purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just a cool looking thing you can do.
It's like one of those like you know press two keys like two buttons at the same time. It's like you get this like whole
I
animation.
like it. I like when anime fighting games put clashes in there because they all look cool. Especially DBZ. DBZ's done them before. They
Yeah.
look cool.
Yeah, it's drawing the essence of the anime. It's great. But yeah, it's very fluid, very fast. And like, I was playing as Gohan, and like his dashes, I was dashing in the air, and then like he would just teleport, like because you can teleport in the game. It will cost a few meters, like a few parts of your bar, and you do the alts, and the alts are just these flashy cutscenes. And it's really fun overall. And my favorite part is because it's like Skullgirls, where it's just like, oh, 3v3, there's no rounds, it's just until like all the enemies die, like all the characters die on one side. So when a character dies, they reset to the standing positions by clashing into each other, the characters.
Okay.
Like they'll have a little animation of them clashing in, and then they'll back up, and then you start fighting again. So it's a brief pause into the game.
Yeah, and plus it does let both characters go back into neutral starting positions. It's like it's like in a boxing match where both fighters have to go back to their sides of the ring, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't take too long because like
No, I'd say like
Yeah,
3
well,
seconds.
it's that way because it's like what? Because like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is like you knock out a character, your other character jumps in the spot that you died, the spot that your previous character got knocked out at. So then like the player that you're fighting against can literally just instantly start up a combo on you. You come back in and you can get wiped out. So yeah, it's to prevent that, which is pretty good.
that is good. That's good.
Yeah, fun stuff. I wanted to play it again, but I'm like,
I wanted to play Gundam Versus. It was there, but the line was too long, and I only realized they had it on the last day.
I had no idea they had it either. And when I saw you guys at the Little Witch Academy.
I played the Little Witch Academia game.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. It plays like... Danny, you played Dragon's Crown, right?
Yeah.
It plays like that.
Okay. That makes
It's
sense.
literally just that. It's just a side-scroller like that. It's pretty fun.
Looks good.
It feels like it still needs some work.
Yeah.
I don't know if the demo that they let us play was a rough one,
This is coming out next year.
but it's coming out next year.
But-
I think they said it's coming out sometime early next year for Japan, and then later towards the end of the year for the West, or summertime next year for the West.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like December next year.
I think they said in the trigger panel they were talking about. They mentioned the Little Witch Academia game that you guys can play it out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have played Gundam Versus if I could, but the line was too long. And unlike Little Witch Academia, which I finished in like sub 10 minutes, which is a short demo, the Gundam Versus, like guys were taking like the matches took long.
Isn't Gundam versus matches kind of set up that way? Like I've seen like a couple.
They were. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, I may be exaggerating how long they felt, but like I think when I finished By the time I finished the Little Witch Academia demo, and I'm standing next to and I'm looking at the line. The line's already too long enough for me to even bother getting in.
Yeah.
And it's 20 minutes before the exhibition hall closes. There's no way I'm going to get a match of Gundam Versus and just try it out, right?
Yeah.
I think in the 20 minutes I'll say in the 30. In the 30 minutes from me playing Little Witch Academia to leaving the convention center, I think I saw maybe like 2-3 people play that game.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is a good game. Just like people.
It is. It looked good. It looked amazing.
But people want to like do other stuff because like it's day 4.
And might as well get into day 4.
Yeah.
Lab Zero panel. Me and Miguel went to.
Only panel we wanted to go to that day. Only one that mattered.
Yes. It was a good panel. I just loved it because
Professional as always.
it's so professional, man. It's it's great. So there was unfortunately there was technical difficulties with like I guess the mics or something.
Yeah.
And so like like the projector has like the screen and it says like, oh, Lab Zero panel, Anime Expo, right?
Yeah.
And then Mike Z just starts typing random stuff onto the PowerPoint and it's like, this is not a real skeleton. Or it's like, this is my favorite part.
These are real hieroglyphs.
Yeah, these are real hieroglyphs. And, just really good stuff, man. Surprisingly to me, they start off with Indivisible.
They pretty much only talked about Indivisible.
Oh yeah, because they usually talk about Skullgirls in the beginning of every panel.
It was not like that much to talk about Skullgirls. The only thing Lab Zero themselves talk about for Skullgirls is literally just like the physical release stuff.
Yeah. So they showed off a lot of Indivisible stuff,
which I was happy with because I'm excited for that game.
I don't remember how the layout used to be on the prototype because they were saying because it's a help me Miguel, what kind of game is it again? It's an RPG.
It's like an action platformer RPG. Like you should try it out, Carl. I think you'd like it. It'll be the old prototype, but you'll probably like it. It's kind of like Valkyrie Profile.
Like as is, like I've always liked the art style for.
It's Alex Ahad art. Alex Ahad has amazing.
His art is
great
so
art. Great. It's
they
were showing off concept art for Indivisible. Oh,
I bought like 2 of his art books already.
Yeah,
so good. All the Monster Girl designs he does, like all the he has like a sketchbook that just shows like all the original designs he's
The
come
fan
up
art
with.
that he's done too is really good.
It's really good. It's really good. The way he draws the ladies,
He draws some good looking ladies.
He draws some really good looking ladies. I'll say it that much at least.
Mm-hmm. So they showed off. So anyways, each character has their own meter, right, for them to do moves, and they're all attached to buttons, to face buttons.
Yeah.
What they changed was instead of having, I guess, the bars on the bottom of the screen, they put it on the characters.
Yeah.
On the bottom of the characters.
I don't think they were on the bottom of the screen. I think they were off to the side of the screen, like in a corner.
Yeah, I don't really remember how it was, but like some of the feedback they got was people weren't looking at the characters; they were looking at the meters to see when they would fill up, so that way they could know when to attack.
Is that just like more like a UI?
It's a UI. Yeah, it's a UI problem that they changed up. It looks fine, honestly. I think I eventually you could say you could get used to it to where the timing of how it refills because plus the rate it refills they increased it.
Oh.
They increased it a lot.
But when you're talking about this meter, it's like sort of like an ultimate or like a super you can use.
No, you have your ultimate bar.
Okay.
So this is where like the turn-based stuff comes in. So you can attack, right? You can attack as many times as you want, up to the amount of stamina each character has.
Okay.
Right? So there's usually up to 3 bars, which means you could do at most like 3 actions at the same time with that one character.
Yeah.
And then you can combo in with another character, and you do that a couple times. You could get a lot of hits in, and then when you can't attack anymore, while it's all filling up, now it's the opponent's turn to attack. So when they're attacking, you can't attack. Like there's no clashes basically in this game. They added a new defense mechanism so you can block, right? And it'll take some stamina out, but you won't take as much damage, right? And you can either block with all the characters or only one of the characters, right? Depending on what the enemy does. Okay. What they added was it's not a counter, but like when you block at the last second, I don't know if it's because they were doing the demo, but like they took like 0 damage, and that cost.
Mike Z did turn off the he did say he turned off the damage.
But like you take significantly less damage, and that part doesn't consume your stamina bar.
Well, it doesn't consume it, or it doesn't consume as much?
I think it's one or the other. I don't really remember. But they were showing off the environment, the world, and they had one of the new guys. They hired a lot more new people, which is good to hear. And they brought in this guy. I want to say Matt or Alex or something. Forget his name. But he was there explaining about the whole light thing they were doing with tune switching, I believe is what he called it. Tune shading.
Tune shading.
And going on with the world, and like how he was like, oh yeah, they're like, hey, this looks great. Oh, but that means I have to change each individual light point or whatever. But I think they were showing us before and after. It looks great. And Ajna, the main character, you don't have to manually switch into her weapons. It just does it for her based on the moves, like the direction of moves you do.
So, like, how far along in development is Indivisible right now?
They finished what did Mike say? They finished pre-production.
They're in the actual production phase.
They're in actual production phase now. They have a lot of work to do because there's more than 20 characters to work on, and plus all the guest characters like Shovel Knight, Awesome Source Rex, what's her name? The genie girl. Shantae's in it.
there?
Yeah, she's in there. What's her name from Skullgirls?
Starfighter Annie.
Yeah,
Annie's in there.
Annie's in there.
I forget her name. The girl from Curses and Chaos, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they said they're also they're adding Zubaz from the Best Friends
as a boss. As a boss,
like a boss character.
So how are they incorporating like all these like characters? Like
they've said that there are characters that are going to be like story significant.
Significant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
during the Q&A, somebody asked a really good question because since the cast is so huge, how all the characters are going to fit in the story.
It's because like I've seen Indivisible and like the style looks very distinct. So I think like how could they incorporate like
So basically, so the plot of the game. Anyway, with Ajna, anyway, she's the main character.
Yeah. And
the other characters are spirits that live in her.
Essentially, it's like she's the avatar, and she's able to hold them within herself.
Oh.
And then there's points where you can go into that world
and talk with them.
Talk with them. That's how you change characters. And yeah,
they said that's how you'll be able to do each character can have like quests to learn more about them and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Mike Z said during the Q&A, we're trying to make every character as distinguishable as possible.
So that way you will have to, because somebody said, well, if there's so many characters, what if I just stick to these really good ones and not use the others? And they said they're going to try to make it toward, you should be able to mix up your party as often as you can and try to use everyone.
Okay, so it's like they're intending it so they want you to counter other enemies.
Yeah, pretty much that way. You can't just stick to one formula and just run through the whole game with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's great stuff. What else did they show off? I mean, they just showed off like certain stuff with Ajna that they basically improved on. They showed off a few more like characters from last time. Some of them aren't finished, where like they're still like black and white, or like they don't have like certain attacks. So they got a lot of work to do. It's supposed to come out next year. So let's hope for the best. Then they talked about Skullgirl's physical and how that's getting delayed.
Why that's delayed again?
It's interesting, but I can understand why. So they're saying it's a unique problem that they're having with Sony for the release.
Sony's really weird with how they run things, and I think part of that's because they're a Japanese company.
Well, so as Mike Z was saying it, he wants to release the physical to where it will have all the patches.
Well, no,
in it. That's what he said.
Wasn't it more? No, wasn't it more like the way they want Skullgirl's physical to release is as if for it to be the final patch, like the final version of the game.
So that way you don't have to download any updates or patches.
That way it's like that's it, like that's the game, like.
So they're not going to do like anything else to it.
After,
they want it to be. It's supposed to be the perfected version of the game.
Okay.
So. Sony has this thing with the games on their catalog to where it's either classified as digital or digital and physical. And while they were doing this whole thing with the physical version, Sony changed a second encore from digital to digital and physical, but they didn't release the final patch yet for Skullgirls. So because they switched to digital to physical, they can't put that final patch on the disc.
Because it has to be on the digital version.
It has to be on the servers, I guess, so that way when you put the disc in, it's the same as the digital version. So they're basically waiting for Sony to turn it back into just a digital only game, so that way they could release the final update of the game, and then it'll go back to digital and physical.
Because the whole point is that the physical version was...
You can just pop it in, you don't have to...
No, and it's also because they wanted it to be listed... It also makes sense because for it to be listed as the digital version is because you could only acquire because the physical is from limited run games, which do limited run physical copies of games.
Yeah.
God, like, I love Sony, but they do some screwy
and
stuff.
we think we're the first people to have this problem with Sony.
Well,
which is crazy because I know a bunch of like indie and digital indie games that have been on the PlayStation market have physical versions come out through limited run games, but I'm guessing they probably just switched to digital and physical or something like that.
okay.
Yeah, so it's a very confusing thing. But they're saying as soon as that clears, then it's coming out. And they said thank you for everyone being super patient with the physical, and we're getting something, right?
They said that they're adding a bonus surprise with the physical
release.
Bonus? Right.
Yeah.
Are they talking like gameplay wise, or just
they haven't said what it is. They said there's going to be a special surprise, special gift with the physical, because we're getting what? We're getting, you and I both ordered one, Danny. We're getting the physical box, of course, the disc, the soundtrack. I think they said.
So this is the reason I asked at Lab Zero, because I asked him, so is the CD we're getting for the physical like the whole soundtrack? He's like, no, it's a sample soundtrack based off some of the. It's as close to the Japanese version of the physical game as they could do soundtrack wise. So that's what we're getting with the physical, and I think that's it. It was just that fully colored strategy guide
instruction manual.
that has like character illustrations in there and everything.
That's nice.
There's something else too, I forget. But yeah, they said they're adding another special little thing there too, like a bonus gift.
So that was cool. And they talked about they had the people who's doing the Skullgirls mobile there, and they were talking about the mobile game. And they're basically talking about all the patches, great for all the feedback, so that way they could fix everything on there. And then they had a great video. They had some videos of all the people who couldn't make it, like voice actors. And they had some voice actors up on stage talk a little bit too about Indivisible.
Oh yeah, freaking one of the voice actors for Indivisible. I didn't know you didn't know this, Danny. She voices one of the characters in Indivisible named Razmi. I didn't know how big of a fan favorite she was. I knew people like her, but I didn't think she was that big of a fan favorite.
Yeah, right. I mean, I've seen more fan heard of her than anybody else.
Yeah, and so she's voiced by Stephanie Sheh, who I had to lean over Danny. I'm like, dude, that's the voice of Orihime.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I was like, that's cool. She's also Mikuru in Haruhi Suzumiya. And she's the voice of Hinata. What? There you go, Danny. She's the voice of your waifu. Your Naruto waifu.
Hinata's great. Come on.
She's
Hinata.
She is great. I'm gonna side with Danny on that.
Well, I'm not saying she's not.
Oh yeah, no, just like
Carl's got super
it's like,
defensive.
just like
like they say, there could be two best girls. The only two best girls you can say in Naruto are Tamari and Hinata. You say anything wrong, I will stab you.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Go inside.
Nobody
your
else
house.
got real character development, right?
Right.
No.
So yeah, it was cool hearing the voice actors talk about their experience. And I like how Mike Z said, he's just like, yeah, so if you're nearby, we're dragging you into the whatever
it's
we're
like we
working on.
like to include our voice actors in everything we do. Just ask the Skullgirls VAs; they can fill you in.
Yeah, great stuff. But yeah, back to the mobile game. They were showing all the updates and patches that are going to happen. New prologue stories for Big Band and Marie for story mode, because there's some content in the mobile game that is canon that's not in the actual game itself. So that's cool. And then and then they were like, oh, hey, can you play the video? There's a message that somebody wants to give us. I thought it was like the best video of the whole thing.
It was like the best bit.
It all starts like all black and white, everything's slow, some sad music, and you hear Beowulf's voice, right? The DLC grappler from Skullgirls talking about like it's just not the same. This game doesn't have the best character out of Skullgirls, Beowulf, and all this stuff. It's like just for a small fee. Like he was like, like those sad dog soundvideos are like, you could feed this child for $1 a day, basically,
It's like,
right?
act now and you could save this poor soul.
Yeah, and as he was like, wait, what? I'm in the game?
Nice.
And like it got all super hype. It was like, oh yeah, I know all you Wolfomania fans out there are really pumped for me to be back in the game. And all this great stuff. They showed off a little gameplay for him. Good stuff. They were talking about he has a set called his hype, the hype man scene.
Yeah.
The hype man where like he's literally asking the crowd to cheer for him like a real wrestler. That's gonna be like a passive mechanic for his character in the game. Looks great. They're still working on some stuff. And they even said they did some new animations for the mobile game as far as...
Yeah, they're showing off new animations, like as far as intros and stuff.
Yeah, like new intros for the mobile game that Lab Zero worked on. Great stuff.
Excited for Beowulf.
Yeah, really excited for Beowulf. After that, it was just the Q&A. We left like halfway into it. Mainly it was just questions that they really can't answer right now.
It was stuff where I'm like, why do people always ask these kinds of questions at Q&A?
It's like the guy's like, so, at your panel next year for AX, because Indivisible is going to be finished by then, are you going to talk about your new IP you're going to be working on?
And I was
What?
like, I thought to myself, I was like, come on, man, by any means, that's way too soon.
That's a bit of a stretch.
I mean, I don't think...
Ask that.
I don't
It's
think...
like, it's like 'cause the CEO for Lab Zero's there, and he was like he gave the answer where I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, like, it's common sense, right? He's like he was pretty much like, well, yeah, we're always looking for our next thing to work on.
See, it's like
because I got to keep everybody employed, so like.
Yeah, he was just like, yeah, always looking for interesting ideas, for the next IPs and stuff.
It's clear,
then-
but it's clear like they're not gonna.
I think people just forget how small Lab Zero
They're an
is.
indie team.
They're an indie
like,
team.
They're like, I think they're sub 20 people at most.
Well, they hired more people.
They hired more
so-
people. That's what I think.
It's not the same
okay,
as like...
okay, they're maybe like sub 30, I think.
It's an
They're not
indie.
big.
It's an indie game company that is hand drawing their games. Like Mike said, he was like, all our focus right now is just on Indivisible, so we can get it out in time. And then after that, 505 wants continuous support of Indivisible, which is potential DLC or something. And pretty much after that is when they'll start looking. So late next year, they'll probably consider something.
They worked on for 5 years, essentially.
Well, since the launch.
It launched in 2012, and they were still releasing updates for it. And like the Vita version and all that came out last year.
Well, I mean,
So
there was Encore.
Yeah, no, I'm just,
And then
I'm
second
just,
Encore
but no, I'm just
recently.
saying, like those are just the re-releases and all that. Just Skullgirls as itself as a game has been around since 2012, and they've been working on it since then.
Yeah, so
That's a long time to support a game like that.
mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Skullgirls was crazy popular, like
Still crazy
exponentially.
popular. You saw how many more people were playing Skullgirls at this
Oh
moment
man,
than were
the
playing
people
Indivisible.
playing Skullgirls at AX was just ridiculous. Like I was learning stuff on how to play as Fukua. It was so scary. This is another thing that bothered me. There was that one question where it was just like, oh, like for Skullgirls, like, you ever thought about adding like characters like from other video games and all this stuff? And they're just like, I mean, we'd love to, if we ever did like, I think they're talking about like if we ever like did a Skullgirls 2 or whatever, but they're like licensing is a lot harder than you think it is.
Yeah, there was this guy who was asking like, "Can I get Shantae?" And I was like,
Oh yeah, he wanted Shantae in the game, and
it's
I don't
like,
know,
come on, man, that's not the kind of question that you. There were some people that asked like legitimately good questions, and then there's people where I'm like, come on, bro, like you might as well just ask them like what did they eat for breakfast that day.
Yep.
Because like when they asked like what do you like, I was like, it was something about planning in the future. Maybe it was when they were asked like would you announce your next project at Anime Expo next year? And I think Mike Z answered with like, well, like that's in the future. Like we don't think that far ahead. He's like that's like asking me what I'm going to eat for breakfast. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like tomorrow. Like I don't know.
so yeah, like similar stuff happened at the Robotech panel for the Q&A. They were asking a lot of questions. There was some questions to the movies, and then there was other questions towards like merchandise and stuff. And basically, all the head guy could say was, it's pretty much on Sony to tell us what we can say at this point, because they're in main control of most of the stuff they're working on. And then I think there was one question. This was a very weird question. Is there going to be any Nintendo exclusive stuff for the Switch version
That's
of
a fair
Indivisible?
question, though, because Nintendo would make some companies force like Nintendo exclusive stuff on
Yeah,
there.
I mean, that's what Mike said. He's like, unless Nintendo forces us, not really, because they're not big fans of console exclusive stuff.
Yeah. It's like, you mean to tell me I gotta buy 3 different versions of Soul Calibur to play each
Remember, it
character?
was 2, and then he forgot about Heihachi.
Yeah, he was like, everybody forgets Heihachi's in the PS2 version. He's like, oh,
Mike
God,
was like,
you're right.
"Oh, you're right." Yeah, that was funny. What were the really good question we talked about earlier about Indivisible and like character differences. And I think somebody was asking about the colors for Indivisible, and they were going in that for a little bit. There was a good question for, I forget her name, the lead animator.
Oh, yeah. I want to say it's Melina Cartwright.
Yeah, because a video on YouTube popped up recently.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago to a month
From,
ago.
like,
from GDC.
GDC like 2014, I
Yeah,
think
it's
it
a few
was,
years old.
about animation, and she was just like, any tips for beginning animators for just, I think it was just video games and just animation
I'm
in
assuming
general.
video games.
Yeah, and she had
Yeah, I guess what she said could apply to regular animation.
yeah, that was some good stuff there. I recommend the
'cause
video.
She mentions when the girl asks a question to her. She mentions the video that she saw of her
Mhm.
and all that. And
Well, good stuff. I recommend checking it out. I think it was like a half-hour video or something.
it's GDC. They do like it's literally like it's like the TED Talks of
gaming.
video games.
Yeah, and I think that was all the notable questions.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we didn't stay for all of them, but
Yeah, we left to go check out the exhibit hall. We went to the artist alley to try to find Eye Patch Wolf, because he was going to be there at one of the booths.
I found him.
Miguel found him because I had to leave. I had to go do some interviews. And,
So who's the Eye Patch Wolf?
He's a very nice, handsome man.
very nice Irish man.
Okay.
He started off with his videos are mainly like why you should watch. They're very analytical videos, mainly anime. And he started off with why you should watch Hunter x Hunter, because
Okay.
Wooly from Best Friends were so negative about it. He was so negative about it, and he was just, and Patch was like, "You're wrong." So like,
First of all,
He was like, I got really heated. I spent like 2 months figuring out how to explain why he's wrong and that's pretty much why I made my channel.
yeah. But I'd say he got super big when Pat mentioned from Best
When
Friends.
they
Pat
mentioned the JoJo video. No, that's
the fall of Bleach.
Fall of Bleach video, yeah.
Video explaining why Bleach became so shitty at the end. Really good video. I definitely watched Carl. But yeah, that video pretty much blew up his channel.
And all that video also got taken down.
what?
Oh, it did?
Remember, it got taken down for a while.
Oh, it did. Yeah, I think it's back up now.
Yeah, I think it is now.
But yeah, it's a really good video. He does his research. Let me tell you. And then yeah, he's just been doing stuff like that ever since.
So it's
he runs a podcast. Let's Fight a Boss Cast. Interesting stuff there.
Had a meetup that we did not know about. We would have gone and seen him.
Yeah, I don't really check Twitter that much, but you know, YouTubers, all they use is Twitter.
He retweeted he liked one of my photos.
That was cool.
I liked the photo I took with him.
Nice.
Nice man. Nice guy to talk to.
Yeah, after that, I went to the entertainment hall most of the time. Saw Vampy debuting her Android 18 cosplay.
It was very nice.
Very nice.
Very
We
nice.
talked for a little bit. And
I'm gonna tell you, Grant. I almost called you Grant because he's not here.
That was okay.
I'm gonna tell you, Carl.
Yeah.
I walked over and I saw Danny standing in line to meet up with Vampy,
Yeah.
right? And I just see the moment he walks up to her, it's almost like he's just meeting with a friend, like a business acquaintance, with how they talk to each other. It's like, look at this. It's like he's on first name basis with her.
I was like, I mean, you guys kind of have that, connection going on.
He's trying to build one.
He's building one, isn't he?
Well, I mean, I've had her on the podcast twice. I gave her this edit I did of her and Gyata Robin, with their JoJo cosplays. We've emailed a few times about just certain questions. And she's just a nice person.
She's a very nice person, though.
Like, let me tell you, Carl.
She's nice. She's like a mom.
So she had her own panel at WonderCon. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go, but Connor from Marvel Talk was there. And basically, he went to her panel, because I think it was about, like, armor, right? Like,
yeah, because that's the one that you and I went to go see her one time, like 2 years ago, I think.
2014.
Yeah, 3 years ago then.
Yeah. And he was just like, yeah, she sounds like a mom. And I'm like, you're not even wrong, because last year, I met her in the entertainment hall, and I think it was the last day, and I was just like, yeah, when do you want to do this interview? She's like, oh, let's I have to finish up here in my little booth. And I was like, okay, and like it was at the point like I was waiting so long that like they were moving all the cosplay photo areas out.
Ooh.
Right? And I remember the security guard, which is funny because he cosplayed the cheetah, the fat cheetah from Zootopia. It was pretty spot on. And he was yelling at everybody like, come on, like you can't have normal people here. Basically, like, with normal badges. And I was looking at mine because we couldn't get approved. And I'm like, just gonna flip that over real quick. And I was talking to like some other people there too. And we left the entertainment hall to do the interview. And then after, she was just like, oh, thanks so much for waiting, being patient. And I was like, oh, I understand, yada, yada. And then she was just like, yeah, I'm hungry. I'm going to go eat. Did you eat yet today? And I was just like, no, not really. Oh, you should go eat and stuff and all this. And then she was like, oh, let me give you a hug and stuff. And then they just left, and it was pretty cool. She's a very nice person. If you have the chance to meet her at cons, I'd say definitely. But after that, I bought like a Robotech thing. And I think we were waiting up on you because you went to go somewhere.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you about that. So just ended, like literally like near the end of the day 4, my friend texted me saying like, hey, it's like, you want to hang out? I was like, yeah, sure. So where are you guys at? Oh, well, we're watching UCA. Mm-hmm. She did a small thing at OdaQuest in the entertainment hall.
Oh, okay.
So she did like her own little set. So pretty much like she did a Macaroon Moon again. Mm-hmm. And like this small crowd. I was like, I had like a million things on me, so I couldn't really get very excited for it. But like, everyone else in the crowd was like, they're pumped for it.
Right.
But like near the very end, like literally like 20, 30 minutes before the convention was going to end, she's like, oh yeah, we're going to do signing. It's like, signing? What? Like, what? It's like, and then like I got, what? It's like, I get up and I just like, okay, I just got to go to the table really quick. And then they did like a whole nother line where they had to set up everybody else to make sure they were just like single file line to UCA. They're handing out these stock cardboard, like really fancy, like high quality cardboards, signing things to like everyone in line. It was free. And I went up, got her signature, told her like I really loved her music, and I got a picture with her, and God, she's so cute in person. And her music is just incredible, honestly. Everything about her is just so incredible. But yeah, I got her autograph. I got a picture with her, and that made my day. That made my convention really. It was a really great experience. I got to meet her. But yeah, that's how I ended day 4.
Yeah, I just went outside. We went outside.
Yeah.
Met up with Marvel Talk again. They swapped the cosplays. It was weird because, not I hate on my boy Connor, but his head's a little big. It's fine for the Thor cosplay, but with Cap, it's very slimmed down. And I'm just like, boy, what's with your head? After that, I mean, we were only outside for a little bit, and then we just left. And then we came back, went to our friend Saul's house for his birthday. And then I died when I got back home.
I feel like just about everybody died that night.
Jeez, man, I was just tired from the con.
Dude, so was I. They wouldn't screw me over just because I was getting to that point where I couldn't. I felt like I was gonna die. Honestly, day 2, fine. Honestly, throughout the days I kind of just like progressively got a little better, but like.
Great seeing friends.
So,
I wasn't as. It was more enthusiastic than I thought at the whole convention. You know, I'm glad that energy was there.
How would you compare this year from last year overall? Like,
I want to say it was better than last year.
Yeah.
Mainly because they fixed almost everything that was wrong with last year. But of course, there's the setback with the lines and like all the checking stuff, which wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the whole Phoenix Comic-Con stuff that we talked about on a previous episode. But no, I think it was fine.
Also, shocking, a lot of weapons still being sold.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
Because I think last like a week before they were just like no weapons sold. Maybe it was just the weapon ready ones, like the ones that are actual weapons.
Yes, could become weapons.
Yeah.
But I saw booths selling knives.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And they weren't really like carefully, held in place.
They were knives.
They were knives, and they're like, there's no display case. They're just like out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think they last minute came down crunch time. Okay, guys, we're gonna settle with this. With this agreement on what you guys are selling. There was this post I saw in the Anime Expo group from day 1 saying Funimation closed a booth down.
They closed the booth.
They closed the booth, claiming they were selling non-licensed stuff.
Selling that they were fake. That they were selling unofficial merchandise, fake merchandise, or whatever, or unlicensed merchandise.
So it was technically a loophole because they were saying like, we have the licenses. But these licenses are from China, not from America. So
technically, that's how it works, though. Because if you get the licenses from China, that means you're allowed to do that in China, not in the U.S. And apparently, from what people were able to find out, the booth was the booth of what is essentially Chinese YouTube, and they somehow sponsored the vendor who was the one actually selling things to go and use their name and all that, and gave them the licenses and everything like that. But it's like that doesn't matter because they didn't get the licenses in America.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
And plus, they were selling fan art stuff, and it's like, well, Funimation was saying that they were trying to pass the fan art stuff as official art or whatever, as official things or something like that. I mean, it's crazy because if that booth was located somewhere like in the far back corners of the exhibition hall, probably would have been fine. But they were right in the front, like right next to Sentai, like right next to Funimation, and by all the other big official industry booths.
Yeah.
They couldn't get away with that.
Because I mean, they do that every now and then. Like Good Smile even will make posts on Facebook. Hey guys, we know that there's vendors out. But they do it at AX sometimes too, or other cons. Where they're like, hey guys, we know that there are people out there selling bootleg versions of our merch. Here is the bootleg that we had one of our staff grab by by.
Oh yeah, actually, I saw on the website they showed a comparison.
They do that. Here's here's the bootleg. Here's the real one.
Yeah.
And some people are like, well, I'll just pay for the fake one because it's cheaper. But
No.
I want quality, man.
Likewise.
So yeah, overall, I had a really good time.
Yeah.
Here's the interesting thing: AX 2018.
Oh yeah.
They were selling badges at the con for was it $50?
56.
56. The interesting part is the dates for next year. Did you see this, Miguel?
No.
It's July 5th through the 8th. So I think this is the first time for me anyways, since that it's after 4th of July.
Like, do you have an idea, like, why would they make that move?
My theory is because this is the second year in a row that they did July 1st through the 4th for the dates. And my main problem is, of course, because it's Saturday through Tuesday, and I'm like, you're going into the work day, the work week now, right? And for next year's first 4 days of July, those dates is it's Sunday through Wednesday, right? And I'm like, how are you going to have a con end in the middle of the week?
Nobody's going to
go Wednesday.
To a convention during the weekday.
Yeah. So I think they wanted to go back to Thursday through Sunday. But after 4th of July is interesting. Because they could do it at the end of June, like it was like 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, well, I guess like one reason why they would make that move is because like they're gonna have like in LA they're gonna have all the 4th of July people.
Yeah. Well, plus this gives more people. I think this gives more people of a reason to do the pre-show night because Day Zero is now 4th of July.
Oh yeah, that's a good reason.
You know,
Yeah.
with the success that they had, I think it was roughly like 80,000 people.
So that's like their
that showed up. So I think that's their motive is that 4th of July pre-night show, 4th of July special event.
So
they're probably gonna have some big players on pre-show night.
Something's actually gonna go down.
Yeah. So they were selling the passes there. Now, Carl, you told me this on the way here.
Yeah.
That you were gonna buy your ticket, but what happened?
Literally, like my friend told me, is like, hey man, it's like, yeah, you should get your tickets. I checked the website, 71. It's already 71.
The $56 price was literally only until the end of the con.
Which is crazy because
It's the early bird special, which they do.
But see, before they switched, it was the all of June was the early bird price.
Because they always do the early bird price thing. This is the first time that they've done it this low for such a short time.
Yeah.
Then again, even early bird before was cheaper than the $56 you were paying now.
Well, I mean, adjusting for years, inflation, yada yada.
Inflation, whatever.
Yeah.
It's myth, but
It's very subtle inflation.
but
Hey, chocolate bars aren't $1 anymore. Okay.
yeah, man, and you're not getting paid 52 cents, okay?
Yeah.
But anyway,
anyways,
they when they announced the ticket price is $56, they said that was for when do they like? I think they started the second.
I think they started day 2. Yeah.
Day 2, the second to the. They said technically the second to the 5th, but or to the 4th or whatever. But pretty much it was until the end of the day, until the end of the con.
I mean, I'm praying.
And then they said
hoping.
then the tickets would jump up to $70.
Yeah.
But even then, it doesn't matter because this is the first year that they are actually making the regular 4-day passes be mailed.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing that always baffles me about AX. They always screw something up, right? This year was the whole line thing because they made an announcement saying how the reason that the line thing was screwed up was because they overestimated how many people were going to be there.
Wow.
And for whatever dumb reason, they only had bag check at 2 entrances. The west entrance and the south entrance.
Well, that's the only way you could get in.
Those are the only the two main entrances, right? Those are the only ones that had the bag checks.
Yeah, yeah.
So they were
because there's other ways to get in.
There were only the 2 lines.
But like,
there's only 2
There was
lines.
only 2 lines, and the lines were because of how long they were starting to get merged together and messed up, and that's how people were ending up. That's how people were ending up in the registration line. That's how people were ending up in the wrong line, going to the wrong door.
Yeah.
So that also tripped people out because what they did to fix that is okay. Now there's 2 or 3 lines in both entrances, right? But
so each entrance only had 1 line.
I kept seeing people were saying like, hey, this line's like there's nobody in this line. You guys can come over here, and they're like, oh, well we didn't know, and then they switched because nobody.
Yeah, because remember, weapons check is outside now, right? The weapons check for the
weapons check. Do you remember how crazy the line was for weapons check at the south entrance? And then when we were walking, because I said screw that line, this lady was like, we're checking the west one. I was like, okay, nobody was there.
Literally, there was like 5 people
because nobody knew about it.
It's because they're behind. I gotta get the exhibit hall. I gotta get the exhibit hall.
I think the problem is not a lot of people check social media, and even if they did, a lot of people probably don't check Anime Expo while they're there. And plus, South Hall, that's the main area of Anime Expo, so you wouldn't really look at the west area.
Yeah, and so Anime Expo said that day when they saw how everything was getting crazy, they started opening up all the other entrances, all the other ways that people could get in. They started opening those up and making those into entrances with bag check for people to move lines and get everybody in quicker. Because there were people on that first day, on that Saturday, that it was like they waited 5 hours. And they get in either whatever event they wanted to go to, whatever panel they wanted to go to was already done. There were people there for 1-day badges. For 1 day badges, they wait 5 hours, and pretty much the con's already almost over.
Yeah, because the hall is only open till 6 to buy merch.
So they get in line to go pick up their badges and registration. They get in line to get into the con, and they get there, and pretty much
because
already almost
they were telling people who picked up their badges, you have to go outside and wait in line to get back in. But it's like at that point you're already inside. Why not just have bag check at the pickup line?
Yeah.
They
And
you know what?
I've told Danny for years before too. I'm like, they should just mail them to you.
Yeah.
Just mail the badges.
And now they are.
And they finally are.
They are. So I'm predicting now you have 3 charges for your badge.
Yeah, you have, because your badge, when it was at the sale price, it was $56, and then including the other fees that you're paying for, which is the $7 shipping, the Eventbrite fee, and all that, and taxes, it comes out to $71.
Yeah, because there's taxes, and then there's the service fee from Eventbrite, because Eventbrite has service fee regardless of anything.
And it's like,
and then
like $3.
Yeah, like a couple bucks, and then now they're shipping, which you said was $7, right?
$7.
It's $7. So
had I bought it now when it's like 71, it'd be even more.
it'd be like $80, yeah.
Okay.
Which is crazy because it's the new system they're doing, because before there were no charges, it was just the badge itself.
Yeah, but they're using a different service. And now that they've switched to Eventbrite,
It's the same service.
Is it?
That they used
I
last
feel like
year?
It's different. Well, I mean, no, but they were using a different one before that, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, and that's why. Then that was when like the systems crashed and stuff. That was 2014 and 15.
And then they switched to Eventbrite.
2016, yeah, then last year. Or no, sorry, 27. Yeah, 16 this year, next year, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, they're going to be mailing 40 badges, and of course the premier badges, hopefully our badges.
Hopefully,
whenever we apply.
But even then, even if they don't, I mean, if the press line is that easy, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, yeah. So yeah, they're mailing just like Comic-Con Palm Springs.
Which will we be at?
We will be at next month. They're mailing badges. So now that they have the same problem too.
Wait, Comic-Con Palm Springs or Palm Springs Comic-Con?
Comic-Con Palm Springs. That's next month.
Is that the one in the convention center?
Yes. Now there's the tax, service fee, and now shipping fee, just like AX. So it's like, that's a lot of charges,
Why would I need to have my badge mailed to me, bro? I live like...
Okay, but you know what bothers me is Eventbrite itself, because I use that to go to Megaran, that or Ticketfly, I think. But it's like you have the option of it getting mailed or something, or you could print it at home, right? But you still get charged a service fee to print it at home, and I'm like,
Why?
So yeah, that summarizes Anime Expo. They put the stats up. The unique amount of attendees, which is the number of badges that got picked up and sold, was 350K overall 5 days. That's including the 1-day passes, 4-day passes, and the pre-night badges. And of course, if you're getting a pre-night badge, you're probably getting at least a 1 or 4-day badge. So yeah, roughly, that's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
In the course of 4 to 5 days. It was a great one overall. I should have had an extra day to recover. But yeah, that's pretty much our thoughts on Anime Expo. I could see myself going again next year.
Likewise.
And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to what day 0 is going to look like. Because
my only problem actually was, like ahead of the con, they announce guests, like via email or on social media.
Yeah.
They kind of like rushed it in the last week. They were like, oh, here comes these people. They even added extra panels during the con, right? Like during day 1, they announced like there was more panels happening and certain things were getting shifted around. I thought it was weird that they moved the shuttles from where they usually are.
yeah, it is an odd spot now.
They moved them to make the whole line thing easier, pretty much.
Oh.
What, like the line to get to the shuttles, or?
Yeah, that's what they said in the announcement. They had to move the shuttle where the shuttles were to be able to make foot traffic moves easier.
They were all parked on Pico. I don't know. I just think that's a weird place to have the shuttles.
I mean, Pico's closed anyway.
Yeah, it's closed anyway, but I don't know. I checked out the arcade area at the Marriott. It was all right. Just old school arcades and stuff, and
I saw House of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It was all right. I saw the VP areas. Is it VP? Right, the video panels or whatever.
Yeah, the live programming area.
Live program, yeah.
They're showing Strong World when we pass by one of them.
Mm-hmm. It looks nice, cool, spacious. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a great time. friends and whatnot. Got to see a bunch of cool people. What else did I see? I mean, I just cosplayers. And the YouTubers we mentioned. Nobody else really. Saw Takahata having fun at the Team 4-Star booth. And that's all we have for the Anime Expo episode. At the end, I'm just gonna plug in all the interviews for you guys to listen to.
Do you have any big announcements? Like how you're gonna be hosting something?
That's gonna be next episode. I was gonna say, because this is the Anime Expo episode.
So we'll save that one for later then.
We'll save that one for later. But anyways, yeah, I'll be sometime this weekend. I might, hop onto Marvel Talks episode for Anime Expo, because they're going to do one too.
No way they can get press badges.
Yeah. I definitely look forward to next year. We will be at Comic-Con Palm Springs next month, August 27th through the 29th, 3-day con at the Palm Springs Convention Center, hosted by Stan Lee. I was actually surprised he's coming again this year. But cool. And thanks, everybody. Enjoy the interviews, and we'll hit you up next episode. All right, welcome back, everybody. Today I'm with the guy we had on last year for the podcast for AX, Alexander. And, I was trying to pronounce your last name again. Ivicic. Okay, because I was like, I know the spelling, but it's kind of crazy how to pronounce it,
Well, what's actually crazy? Recently, I actually managed to obtain myself a manager, and with all the acting and everything, I'm being involved in like the Hollywood side. Now I have a stage name, so now I have to go by Xander Savage.
Okay, that's your Instagram name, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right, so what's been going on, man? It's been like a good year since I last talked to you.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of stuff has been going on. I'm mostly focusing on film. I've been doing a lot of acting, a lot of filmmaking. I've been working with YouTube a lot, so I've been working with a bunch of different YouTube channels. Shout-outs to Pyro TV, Sozo Exchange, God, if I remember all of them. But Granny Potty Mouth, she's hilarious. You guys check her out. What's really exciting is very recently I just started up a brand new studio with my partner Jonathan, who's actually here with us as well.
Hey guys, what's going on? Yeah, that happened.
He dropped his cosplay weapon? Fan?
It's a fan, yeah. Yeah. Wait, no, that's a sex term.
Are you allowed to say that on air?
Yeah, you can cut that out later.
Too funny.
Yeah, so we're over here at the Anime Expo trying to promote our business, our new studio that just opened today, July 1st is our first event. We plan on going to every expo after this one to keep promoting ourselves and keep on growing as a company.
Right on, right. So how'd you guys come up with the idea to start doing something like this?
How can I put this?
It was a coincidence.
Yeah.
It was like, so originally we were just going to open up a small studio and do photography, just headshots and things like that. And then along the way, we spoke to a few investors, and him and I were big visionaries. We have a very massive goal for this. So we have a 10-year plan of where we'd like to be. So eventually, within a year or so, we're going to start transitioning into music videos, commercials, short films. We're going to have equipment rentals, studio space rental, audio space rental. So with a soundproof room. So I mean, there's a huge vision, and the whole thing just kind of. He came up with the name, so 50% of the credit goes to him. Just like with
50%
Negan.
of everything goes to me. We're all Negan.
So yeah, him and I just sat down and I pitched the idea to him, and he said, "Dude, I'm in." And then we just went from there. And it's honestly, I wouldn't have been able to get this off the ground if it wasn't for him. So it's really cool being able to work with him and collaborate. Him and I started off as fitness partners, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, we just like to push each other, to do our best, achieve more than what we achieving now. We just want to keep on excelling at whatever we're doing. We just got to keep on going forward. No looking back. Just keep on going.
Right on, guys. That sounds good. So how are you guys thinking about the con right now? I know it's only the first day, but what are your thoughts?
Shoot. It was good. Yeah, that's actually funny. We stood in line waiting to get autograph tickets. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And we got the autograph ticket for the Vegeta, Japanese Vegeta actor 20 minutes after it already started. So we were in line for like an hour and a half to get a ticket for something that was practically almost over. So that was a good start. Everything else has been great. We actually just had a conversation with Bandai. We're looking to hopefully maybe do something with them. We don't really know what, so we're going to be in touch and see where it goes from there. So it was a really great conversation. So yeah, I mean that'll be something hopefully to look forward to sometime in the near future. What about you? How's being Obito so far?
Oh man, it is so tough. This is my first year actually truly cosplaying in a legit outfit, and my feet are killing me. I'm sweaty. People are stopping me left and right now. It's awesome, but I could only do this for 2 days, not 4 days. It's a little much. It's a job in its own self.
It's tough.
Yeah, welcome to the club, man. I know exactly how it is. Thankfully the weather's pretty good right now, because I think last year was pretty hot, and man, like anything leather, poof, you're done.
Yeah, these leather gloves, my hands are pretty sweaty right now.
It's so funny too, as he showed up on day -1, I think, to grab his ticket. I was supposed to come too, and he goes, "Hey, dude, you should totally come. I got my ticket in like 2 minutes." And I was like, "Nah, it's all right, dude. I'll wait until tomorrow. It should still be pretty good." And I show up, and I was waiting in line for 2 hours. I can't imagine the people today who didn't have their tickets. I was at least four hours. It's crazy. The audience. I mean, the Anime Expo. I don't know if any of you guys kept track. Just within the last 4 years, I think has grown by hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah. I mean, it's massive. It's huge. I think if Comic-Con didn't have some kind of because I think they have a control amount of people that can go. And Anime Expo really doesn't have that. So I almost feel like when I come here, that Anime Expo almost kind of feels bigger than the Comic-Con itself. Maybe not the companies that show up there, but as far as like the audience and the people, it just feels massive.
Yeah, but what I like about Anime Expo not actually putting a cap on it is that everyone gets to come in at some point. Comic-Con, most people can't enjoy it because they can never get a ticket. Yeah, so I'm grateful for now that they don't have a cap on this.
Well, I hate to burst the bubble, but last night they posted that all the 4-day passes, they were sold out this time.
Oh, wow.
And that hit me crazy because I'm like, there's never been a cap for Anime Expo, and I'm thinking, you know what? I think we hit the million mark. Like, I want to say we hit million, because I think last year was 900K, I think, last year. So I'm pretty sure they're hitting a million. And you know what? It's just seeing outside this morning how flooded it was out in the streets, trying to get in, the massive lines. I think they're starting to realize that maybe we should cap it. I don't know. I don't think they really should, because so far it's been fine every year. Even now, like, sure, the line is crazy to get in, but at least it's not as congested inside, But yeah, it's crazy day one so far,
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be really great, though. And I'm actually kind of glad this year that they're doing a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday instead of the Friday start, because I feel like later in the week, a lot of people are going to be going back to work, and kind of so for the people who are going to be dedicated to the 4 days, I feel like by Tuesday you'll have a little more room to breathe and kind of have a little more opportunity to explore, because there's hopefully, I don't know, maybe going to be less people, maybe not. So we'll see. Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday we'll see.
Yeah, because I was saying it on an earlier episode from the podcast that, like, it's the first two, maybe like, halfway into third day, it's going to be super packed, I think. And then while we trail off, it's going to be, super slow.
It's actually really funny. There's this cosplayer, Lollipop Haiti. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I was watching on her Instagram. She had a story up, and she's waiting in line to pick up her ticket today, and she has no idea what neighborhood she's in. Like, the line extended so far today that they are no longer in the convention center property area. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, come on. Like, if that's not a sign of how massive the Anime Expo's become, and how huge of a fan base Eastern content has, I don't know what is.
No, yeah, I remember, I want to say 2014, right, to pick up badges day 0, man, the lines were bad, like, systems were crashing. The line went down the block, across the street, and, like, it went on all night. It's kind of crazy how many people show up, and you know, I know we're getting those new policies, right, because of what happened the other month with the Phoenix Comic-Con, you know, but I'm glad that, you know, still with this volume of people, it's pretty safe, I think, you know, and nothing's really bad has ever happened as far as I've seen.
We hope nothing ever does happen. I mean, you know, that was pretty bad what happened at the Phoenix Comic-Con, but yeah, I hope nothing like that happens over here, because that would have ruined it for everyone else. For sure,
and it's not really fair. You know, you get this one or two these people who, you know, all these people who are here. They want to be happy. They want to experience. I mean, this is something that people come to escape their reality, to escape their life, to really just have a good time and be happy, be around like-minded, positive people. And then you have something so tragic happen, and I think, you know, it's important. I still think it's great. Like you were mentioning, that they don't really have those heavy restrictions. To me, it doesn't feel restricted. I'm sure some people have kind of ran into little things here and there for safety purposes, but I think it's still fun. I think the Anime Expo did a great job of being able to kind of accommodate to the tragedy and not, you know, spoil things. Somebody told me a couple weeks ago that they were going to permanently ban any kind of weaponry. So, like, that, even if you have like a little like kunai, you know, plastic kunais, you know, they just don't want to allow anything. But I guess that wasn't the case, because I saw somebody walking around with a rifle. So
No, yeah, I heard the same news and we talked about it, and I know it's a lot laxer than it sounded, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, when these kind of things pop up, it's glad that they put up the front, you know, and but to see it here, like, implemented, you know, I think it's fine as it is, because Anime Expo it doesn't feel strict, but in some ways it really can be. But of course, it's all for the better, right?
Exactly,
yeah. So, all right, guys, I want to thank for coming on to the episode. Where can we find you guys, social media, websites, and this new company you guys are starting?
So I am mostly active on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook as well. It's at Xander_Savage. I'm going to say Savage because that's how it's spelled, but it's pronounced Savage. It's French. I'm not French, though. It's really weird. It makes no sense. Just go along with it, please. And then as far as the company goes, I'll go ahead and hand it off to Jonathan.
So our company is Beyond Logic Studios. You can find us on all major social media. And my personal handle, I usually do Instagram, is rebel_noodles. So yeah, check me out. Check the studio out, please. And yeah, thank you.
Links in the descriptions as always, guys, and we'll be right back. Right, ready? All right. All right, and we're back. And we're back with a really good cosplayer. He was on the podcast a while ago, Lonster Mash.
Thank you. Yeah, it would have been exactly a year ago.
Yeah. Met you there at AX, had you on for LACC.
Right.
And my main question, I think, for the past few months I wanted to ask you was, you know, the whole interview situation you had for Logan. You know, Patrick Stewart, James Mangold, and Hugh Jackman, like, that's such a crazy experience, man.
Right, and also the guy that played Pierce, Boyd Holbrook.
Right, that's right, and Pierce Holbrook.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, did you ever imagine yourself doing something like that?
Not in my wildest dreams. I never thought it. I mean, my very first con was about 5 years ago, and it was a hell of an experience and a lot of fun, but I never dreamed I'd ever get any kind of popularity or have any kind of privileges like that out of it.
Right, and so they contacted you
to
show up?
I got a message one day from Fox on my messages on Facebook, on my cosplay page, and they said, if you were going to interview the cast of Logan, how would you do it, and what would you ask them? And I was like, well, I would dress up like the part, and I would ask these questions, and they were like, great, we'll send you to New York City, and you're gonna see a screening of Logan and interview the cast the next day.
Wow, that's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's such a great movie and all.
Oh, I mean, amazing movie.
Yeah, and then, you know, you were growing out your beard because of Logan.
Right.
And great sets for those.
Thanks.
And I'm thinking, because most of your, if not all, your Wolverine cosplays are based off Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Yeah, they all are.
So, you know, now that he's sadly gone, like, what's next with your Wolverine? Is it still going to be Hugh Jackman bringing something new? Or?
Well, I mean, fortunately, the character's pretty timeless and pretty iconic, and I can't really change my face, so I'm kind of stuck with the, you know, slight resemblance to Hugh, thank God. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it'll be, you know, still doing that, and maybe some new characters, I don't know.
Okay, right on. And so how are you enjoying the con right now?
Oh, it's fun. I just finished repping a booth over at Flex Comics, and just going to explore a little bit, and, you know, it's good stuff.
Good stuff. All right, man.
Good hearing from you. It's always good to see you. Where are we going to see you next? Like, which conventions are...
San Diego Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con. We'll
Yeah.
see you there. And if you want to follow Lonster Mash on social media, remember it's at Lonster Mash everywhere, right?
Right, and we'll accept on Instagram is at Lonster Mash, except Twitter is real Lonster Mash because some idiot is actually impersonating me on Twitter.
Oh, man, don't you just hate that? Like, I saw, I think, like, a week or two ago, you posted, like, oh, somebody's doing this and that. I was like,
Yeah.
man.
Well, people use my photos for big
Right,
accounts
right.
and didn't have the courtesy to actually credit me,
Okay.
and that was kind of
Kind of crazy, man, you know?
yeah.
We go through it.
Yeah.
It's all right. Thanks, man. Come
All
on,
right,
as
good to
always.
see ya.
Good to see you.
All right.
And we'll be back. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. We are here with Lezhin Comics. It's a mobile app with mainly manhwa. And how's it going so far?
It's been crazy. It's day 4. We still have hundreds of people packed here. We've been doing fan signings for all 4 days. We're sold out, almost sold out, and everything we brought on posters are all gone. We only have a few like coin products left. So, yeah, I mean, for our first con, I'd say it's been great.
Right, and how were your expectations? Like, were you expecting this much impact on the 4 days since it's your first year here?
Well, I'll be honest. I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting this much of a heated response. So I really do thank every single fan and new fan and attendee that came by the booth and spoke to us, looked at our products, came to a fan signing. So thank you very much. I did not expect this much.
Yeah, no, that's a great thing, because especially you guys have manhwas, which are like Korean comics, and, you know, it being about mainly anime, and, you know, in my circles anyway, there's not really a lot of talk about manhwas. So having the impact here is a great thing to have. And looking at the app, it's very interesting stuff. You have like a whole calendar system, subscription based, and just how has been the feedback for the app and like how smooth everything is.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the good things coming out here because we don't get to talk to the fans as much. We haven't had that opportunity, but, you know, I liked it. A lot of people liked how it was set up, and we're always introducing new features, revving up the promotions that we do, and we certainly did notice that a lot of those hit, and the people like this versus that. So, yeah, it looks like that people are, at least our fans really love the app, and we are listening, and we will continue to listen and improve further.
Nice, nice. And for series, like gaining new series, are you just mainly looking at the feedback, or are you guys yourself searching for other authors who want their stuff public like this?
It's a bit of both. So during the Expo, we did hold 4 portfolio review panels. So, yeah, that got some attendance. We're looking into people. We've had people, artists, writers come to the booth and ask about our comic contest, ask about our submissions. So, yeah, it was good. We had fans, we had writers, we had artists coming by.
Okay, nice, nice. Right on. And being such a huge hit at Anime Expo, like you were saying, are you guys going to explore other big conventions throughout the year?
I mean, I think now that we really are convinced that the demand is here, that you guys want us to do more, we will look into it. But I will say this, we will be returning for Anime Expo in 2018.
Right on, yeah, because I am myself a big manhwa fan, you know, and there's never really big stuff out here for manhwa. And, you know, when I heard you guys were coming on, I'm like, oh yeah, of course I want to talk to you guys, because it's really cool that we don't really get that much out here, you know?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're also excited to introduce our webtoons and the manhwa content to the people here, and hopefully this will be the first initiative of many more to come that will distribute our stuff, spread it through to a wider audience.
Right. Great stuff. Thank you for coming on. If we want to get your more information, like on social media and stuff, where can we find that?
You can find us at, our website is www.lezhin.com. Just hit Lezhin Comics on Facebook and Twitter. They are our main accounts. So, yeah, you can find us there.
Okay, right on. And we're going to have the links and stuff in the description. And just any last thoughts about your personal experience here?
Yeah, I mean, it's been crazy. Well, I mean, we've been listening. We've been asking the fans, what do you want from us, the booth-wise, the content-wise, the service-wise. So I think we've gotten a variety of extremely good feedback from the fans. So I think we'll be working on that forward. And we will continue to engage you guys, not only through these offline conventions, but also through our newsletter that we're just setting up. So, yeah, we do expect to continue this conversation that we started today.
Okay, right on. Thank you again for coming on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, and we'll be back.
And that is all for the Anime Expo 2017 episode. Again, you know, it's unfortunate we couldn't get Vampy bit me over on the podcast again. I spoke to her a little bit, like I said earlier in the episode. You know what? It's just crazy on the schedule for her this year. Kind of, you know, good for her, you know. And, you know, just a lot of stuff going on with her with the new thing she's just hosting. She's going to start streaming soon. And, you know, best of wishes for her. Hope to get her on the next podcast, whenever that's going to be, you know, whatever con that's going to be at. And Grant is not on the podcast. Fortunately, he couldn't make it for our scheduling. But next Salt Talk, he should be able to be there. And he's going to talk about his experience at AX there for, you know, for a good portion of the podcast, just to have his thoughts in there, because he really wanted to talk about it this year too, because, you know, such a surprise for this convention on how it turned out. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Again, I might be on Marvel Talk. Regardless, we will be sharing the episode when that comes out for Marvel Talks AX. And that is pretty much all we have to say. I want to thanks for all the people I was able to interview: Beyond Logic Studios, Lonster Mash, Lezhin Comics. I wish, you know, I could have recorded more people, but again, you know, scheduling and you know, everyone else was going on and off with how busy they were. So yeah, don't forget to follow all their social medias. That's going to be all in the descriptions. That's going to be on the post we're going to make on social media. Remember, that's at Unversed Podcast anywhere you go. Or you can search just Unversed Network for the name, but we're at Unversed Podcast for sure on the tags. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns about, you know, what we said or the podcast in general, you can always email us at unversedpodcast@gmail.com. And of course, you know, catch us on YouTube, Unversed Network, wherever you over there. And we're on Twitch, of course, Negator7 for myself, House of Cerberus for the streams that we do. And Jerry Omega, if you want to follow your boy Jerry. And that is pretty much it, guys. Thanks again for listening, and we will talk to you next time.
I thought we was homies for life. Me too, but I thought we was trying to get out of this bullshit. You live in a fantasy, homie.
Keeping it G ain't nothing. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood don't love it. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood don't love it. Watch a young show his ass I'm puppy. I got the whole block bumping. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood don't love it. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood don't love it. Watch a young show his ass I'm puppy.
完成したデイリー正しいはずなのにひらりひらから回る未来は生きてわずかな亀裂からいくらでも揺れて理想からそれてゆくんだぬるま湯がずっと冷めてゆく音がしてた道を変えるのなら今なんだこんなレプリカいらない本物と呼べるものだけでいい探しに行くんだそこへでもそれはよくできたフェアリーテイル
Compton to Baltimore, I'ma kill it. I buy a Morgan the minute. The public house, the plastic couch of a Section 8 tenant. The Regal window is tinted. The air conditioner broke, but I'm cool enough to ensure you my ride is an Eskimo. Huh? And I peel off in the midst of getting my thrills off, and I thrive off energy from inner cities that we lost. What? I'm putting the ghetto on top of my back, and I live in the back of the jungle. Lions, tigers, bears, oh my. Hear the siren, walk up, drive by. Shooters, looters, federal fed intruders. Engines on back of scooters, the real can recognize real, and we need to know just who you are. You are in the presence of many presents. Kendrick, the gift for the future, yeah, I said it. Thug life. 僕たちは気づかず目を振る思い出が頼りに作ってた花はすぐ枯れた足元には
That's how I was raised. The OGs had me 13, fresh off the porch, slinging candy. But I'm wiser now, showing my young niggas there's other ways to get them dollars and funds, nigga. Coming down in an old school, so cool. Whip like a fireball, call it go cool. You don't know the tribulations that we go through. Put your ears to the speakers, I'ma show you. I paint a picture so perfect. Hit my CD, you see Mona Lisa in person. Courtesy of a hunter beat. Got my Crips and essays in arm reach.
ありがとう小さな目見つけてくれた君はつぶやいた
I got the whole block bumping. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood don't love it. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood don't love it. Watch a young show his ass on public.
Oh, nigga, don't hate me because I'm beautiful, nigga. Maybe you got rid of the old yee ass haircut you got. You get some bitches on your dick. Oh, better yet, maybe to call your dog ass if she ever stop fucking with that brain surgeon, the lawyer she fucking with, nigga.
What?